Hello. Hello. Welcome back to TheWriTra's room. We got Jamie. Hi, Jamie. First time caller, first time listener, first time guest. I don't know what I'm saying. Just saying a bunch of bullshit. How you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Yes, you are the first guest. Very nice to see you. Very nice to be here. We got
Great
a very good
pleasure.
one. You want to explain that background real quick?
So I work for a TV show called The Equalizer, hence why we have Queen Latifah up here
Oh yeah.
as our flag, and this is us battling the
Mm-hmm.
coronavirus, which you may be familiar with.
Oh yeah, if you're not familiar with it, I advise you to go out there and just start kissing people.
You may have heard.
Yeah, don't do that, obviously. Yes. Oh my gosh, we're back. Jamie, how's life? Is there anything you wanna talk about? Anything that is happening on possibly a Monday?
Possibly on Monday, yes. Well, we have a new episode of Queer Peer Reviews coming out on
Ooh.
Monday. It's not an episode,
Mhm.
but it's a Meet the Queer Peers. My friend Lewis is
Mhm.
on there, and yeah, you should check out. It's a very short video, but get to know my pal a little bit.
Great guy. I love it. Love queer peer reviews. We upload very consistently, but could take a little bit of a break.
Yes, April and May we will be bi-weekly instead of weekly.
Mm-hmm. Bi-weekly.
Ha ha.
But I'm trying to find this on my YouTube. I'm subscribed to a lot of people. Trying to plug it. There it is.
I've actually rebranded Queer Peer
Oh
Reviews.
yes.
Yes.
Today is April 1st.
Yes. Oh crap! You can't
You
even see.
can't see it. Nice.
We review pairs now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Queer pair review.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
Definitely
Love
cannot.
it. Hold on. All right. Jamie, I have to go real quick. So, entertain talk. Anything you want to talk about with QPR? Final destination.
Yes, yes.
I'll be back.
Final Destination movies. We're gonna be hitting the first one. Um, I feel like Final Destination has definitely struck a lot of fear into people regarding like airplanes, roller coasters, driving behind a truck with a bunch of logs behind it. But yeah, in other words, we are also talking about Queer Peer Reviews, my YouTube channel where we talk about queer media, good, bad, and ugly. Whether you are part of the LGBTQ community or are an ally, you should totally check us out. We're going to be talking about a lot of your favorite queer movies. We did an episode on Black Mirror, San Junipero last week. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up for Pride Month. We're going to be reviewing rainbow foods, also how corporate pride collections. We're gonna be rating them on a scale from Slay to Nay, I guess. Also, yeah, you could also send us your suggestions for queer media to review, and we'll give it our best shot. We'll let you know if we like it. We also have like popular episodes such as Brokeback Mountain that has been actually caught the attention of some hate comments of a bunch of men going, it's not about a gay relationship, it's about brotherhood and men being there for each other. Yeah, obviously they're wrong because if you watch the movie, you would know what's up. Yeah, totally check us out. Um, I can go into more detail about this background back here. Helicopter. These are all my fellow coworkers. We got one over here on a tank. She is not really helping in this battle. We got our team leader right over here. Got another person over here with a spray gun sanitizing the area. We got little Jordan over here. He is losing the battle against COVID. As you can see, there are 3 COVID particles surrounding him right now. We also got Jordan again over here, but this is his clone. You got me right over here with my little gun. And you got somebody over here peeking through the windows. Good stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited to watch us read through Final Destination.
No, I
Oh,
apologize.
I talked about queer peer reviews, Final
Mm-hmm.
Destination, and I described more of what my background is.
Oh, what a beautiful background that is. Ooh, hey, Babylon's playing right now. But that's not what we're reading. We're not gonna read that script because that script is long as fuck.
Oh yeah.
It's like 180 pages. Not fucking doing that. But this one, it's only 114. What about Final Destination? Let's see. 2000s, written by Jeffrey Reddick, Glenn Morgan, and James Wong. James Wong, that sounds so familiar. We got no other scripts on here, but okay. His name sounds familiar.
I think he did all. Oh, he did Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh god, that shit and Final Destination. Let's hope this script is better than Dragon Ball Evolution. Are you ready to get into it, Jamie?
I am ready to get into it.
All right. Pull up that script, because here we go. Let me know when you are ready.
I am so ready.
Okay. So, how do we want to do this? We'll read every other line, I'll read all the dialogue, then you read like the no, I'll read all the action, then you'll read the dialogue,
And the
and
next
we can
page, I'll do the flip.
okay. Every
Unless
page, all right, let's go.
unless you want to do like every other character is me and then you, and then we'll take turns reading action.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's do that.
Okay,
All
sounds
right,
good.
I'll start us off. This is a very depressing opening. Written on January 15th, 1999. Or wait, is that like
I
when
think
it
it takes
happened? I'm
place.
not too sure. Oh yeah, I haven't seen the original movie in a very long time. I
Me
did
neither.
binge all these like 2 years ago.
Oh really?
Oh, mm-hmm. Let's
I've
go.
just
All
never
right.
rewatched this one because I'm afraid of flying.
Same. January 15th, 1999. Awaiting. Each of us, a cold, dark, lonely place. Deny its finality. Deride its totality. Dread the inescapable inevitability. It will arrive. Jeez, that's very bleak off the
Yeah.
bat. The black silent screen senses the moment before distant blues harp introduces a contemporary band's cover of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, campy yet haunting gospel, and When I Die. As the introduction closes, resonates a flash of lightning, a crack of thunder.
Gosh. Yeah, I
Interior,
could.
Alex, you want to do this?
Yeah, you want to like switch off every scene or something like that, like after each bold
Yeah.
text.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Interior, Alex's bedroom. Night, closed, bed. An airline ticket is tossed into frame beside a suitcase. Euro Air flight number 180, New York City, JFK. To Paris, Charles de Gaulle,
Let's get it.
CDG. Departure Thursday, 13th of May, 1680. Arrival Friday, May 14th. And When I Die continues throughout the main titles.
An old table fan swivels beside an open window. Outside, a humid spring thunderstorm drops warm, ominous rain. The figure of a 17-year-old boy, Alex Browning, packing for a trip, passing the fan.
The bed. A Paris guidebook is tossed atop a plane ticket. Camera pushes in on the book as the fan's breezes flip through the pages. The table
Table
fan.
fan turns, head swiveling away from the bed. Sorry, I had to change that song real quick.
Tighter. The guidebook pages stop flipping, revealing a guillotine from the Reign of Terror as an American passport is dropped beside the guidebook.
Table fan again swivels, returning towards the guidebook on the bed.
The guidebook pages flip, flip, flip. Alex's faint shadow continues moving about the room. The fan head swivels away, allowing the pages to settle. Upon a Louvre masterpiece, Francisco de Zurbarens, lying in the state of Saint Bonaventura. Camera creeps in, teasingly on the dark-faced corpse. The pages begin to turn once again.
All right, you're getting all the the big
I
words.
know I was gonna say I've been butchering all these words.
Also, yes, we were taught that you're not supposed to put in stuff like this. Camera creeps in because
Not for
it
the
can
story.
always change. But hey, they made the movie. It worked. At least it's not as bad as Avatar's script. Holy shit, that was really bad.
Jeez.
Tighter, ominous angle. The desk fan. See, you're not supposed to do that. Oh well.
Hmm.
There is more of a hint of coincidence. But that's not coincident. I don't know that word. I'm stupid. Sorry.
Co. I think that's a typo. I
Coincidence?
think that's
Yeah, that's supposed to be coincidence.
coincidence.
Yeah, coincidence.
Kaninky dink.
Is more of a hint of dink as the blades whirl and head swivels. The boy's figure passes, blocking the breeze.
The guidebook pages stop dead on Jim Morrison's decorated tomb in the Cemetery du Père. Why do I keep getting these? A pilgrim has spray painted "This is the end," which in
Love that
fact
movie.
is of the main title.
Ooh.
I could be Barbara.
Okay. Barbara.
Barbara. Alex.
Camera adjusts to fully reveal Alex Browning. As he turns toward the bedroom door, Alex is an average kid, handsome, a high school everyman. On the wall amongst Yankee and Knicks posters hangs a pennant. Mount Abraham High School, New York. The Fighting Colonials. Alex's mother, Barbara, 45, walks in, excited and a bit ominous. Bit anxious. Why did I say ominous? Sorry.
Todd and George's dad just called. He's picking you up in 10 in the morning. Oh, he's picking you up in 10 in the morning. Bus leaves this high school for JFK at noon.
Barbara moves towards the suitcases to help him pack. Alex's father, Ken Browning, 48, appears, leaning against the door threshold, smiling enviously at his son. The suitcase ain't working out for you? My suitcase working out for you? Alex
Alex,
nods, buckles it. Oh, you want me to say it or?
oh my God.
It's alright.
Yeah. Do you want to be Alex
First
or should
time,
I?
first time. I can be Alex.
Okay. Alex nods and buckles it. Barbara reaches in to tear off the airline baggage ID attached from the previous flight.
Whoa, mom, you gotta leave that on. It's like the tag made the last flight without crashing or anything, right? So it should stay on with the bag for good luck.
Where would you get a nutball idea like that?
Extremely close. The airline baggage marker is torn away from the suitcase handle.
Turn. As Barbara picks up the suitcase to place it on the floor, a dozen old baggage ID tickets spill from the outer compartment. She looks at Ken as if you, the guilty party shrugs.
I'm still here.
Barbara shakes her head as Alex smiles at his dad.
17 and on the loose. 10 days in Paris. In the springtime? Live it up, Alex.
Camera inches into Ken as he winks at his son.
Got your whole life ahead of you.
Alex. Camera greets it. Oddly, the words strike him portentously.
Portentously. I like that word, portentously. In Alex's bedroom, a storm has ceased. The room is quiet. As if itself a presence. Camera creeps across the dark, motionless room toward Alex, sleeping soundly. Camera cranes down to the level of the bed until Alex is in the foreground and the room is visible behind him. On the rear wall, the Fighting Colonials Pennant begins to flutter slightly, as if affected by a moving breeze, the path of which is continued toward the bed, rustling the sheets, steadily blowing Alex's hair and continuing over camera. Even in his sleep, Alex shivers from the passing cold. His eyes open, surprised to be suddenly awakened. Considers for a beat, then looks towards
The windows, which are closed.
Alex, puzzled, checks.
The table fan, which is off.
Alex, perplexed, rolls over toward the digital clock. It's 1 a.m. However, the middle digit bar and the first zero faintly flickers, so this time appears to read 180.
I'll be the airport PA.
Okay.
Attention airline travelers.
Flight 180 departs 425, gate 39.
This airport does not support solicitors.
Camera adjusts from the arrival departure schedule to reveal 40 high school kids, 4 teachers, several parents are gathered inside International Terminal at JFK. Several of the students wear fighting colonial letterman jackets or hats and shirts displaying Mount Abraham High, New York.
You are not required to give money to solicitors.
Give money to me instead. Alex gathers his bags, as does his best friend, Todd Wagner, and his older brother, George Wagner. Then and before their father, Jerry Wagner. We don't need why giving their last names every single time. For Alex, any psychic tension from the night before seems forgotten in the fun and excitement of the trip.
Mr.
All
Wagner.
right. All right, you guys got everything?
Yeah, we're all set, Dad.
Mr. Marnu, the French teacher. Any further description necessary? What the fuck does that mean?
What?
He's French.
Is that like a pun
Okay.
at like French people?
I guess he's a French teacher.
I'll
Do we
be
need to
the
say anything else? The leader of the class trip waves his arm.
Les estudiants allons en France.
Les estudiants ont leurs enfants. Oh, so he's just gonna. Oh no. Does that mean go? Todd shrugs. I guess. As he moves to his father and gives him a warm hug goodbye. Mr. Wagner then gives his older son a hug. We can skip that.
Attention, sin.
You want to try it? Go ahead.
I'm gonna embarrass myself.
Okay. I'll miss you guys. All right, go ahead.
Todd and George gives a wave, as does Alex, who is slapped on the back by Mr. Wagner.
Take care of those two, Alex.
I think you're also Alex.
Oh, okay. I will. Don't worry.
The group begins down the airport towards the check-in counter. In the
Foreground.
FG. In the what?
Foreground.
In the foreground, before the boys, strides a girl, Clear Rivers, 17. What a name. Reading The Tropic of Cancer. The loner in the group, Clear wears dark colors against the insecurity of her sex appeal. She appears aloof and more worldly than the other students. Reading his ticket and documents, Todd flips open his passport, checking out his photo. I think I'm Todd. I didn't think anything could be worse than my yearbook picture.
You know how I feel having to look at you all the time.
Avis os passengers.
Nice. Mr. Marnu stops the group. Excited, he cups an ear with one hand while raising a finger toward the public address system. You want me to try this?
Yes, go for it. I want to see you try this.
Attendance classique, c'est l'annonce.
Very good.
I didn't say it fluently, but I gave it a good shot.
It was close.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone begrudgingly stops to listen.
Vous n'êtes pas dans l'obligation de contour Aux demandes des commandas.
Charter Horton is the class dickhead
Harder.
who mix and matches his role models in the most superficial manner. His hand is tucked into his girlfriend Terry Chaney's waistband.
Ooh. The fuck he's want?
Terry, hot now, but with no idea that the time will do to her in just 5 years, smiles
Oh.
obsequiously and mouths, "Shh, chair airport ne est responsible pour les activities."
Oh.
Mr. Mornow scans the group, his expression looking for an answer. Clear Rivers keeps her head in her book as
The airport doesn't endorse solicitors.
Tres bien clear, tot droit.
She doesn't react. Her expression remains cool as Morneau leads the procession forward. The boys continue. Alex sighs. Fuck! Do we have to put up with that shit the whole time?
A hand reaches out to gently detain Alex. He looks up to find Herr Krishna, dressed in everyday clothes, but head shaved and a mark on his nose. That rhymed.
Death is not the end.
Oh.
Ooh.
Camera pushes in on Alex, unsettled by the soft spoken yet ominous solicitation. The Krishna offers a small book, Reality Beyond the Matter, Vishnava Philosophy. As he hands the book to Alex, a female form enters frame between them. The woman is Miss Valerie Luton, 30, a feisty English teacher whose figure inspires all the boys' fantasies. I'll be Miss
It
Luton.
will be. You want to be
Oh,
you? You
yeah,
want
I
to?
feel like
I
you're
can
all
do
the
it.
characters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
I
could
thought
do
we were
it.
just going. I thought we were just going off each other.
Oh, okay. I could be, and then you can start reading the. Uh,
All right.
it will be for you if you harass my students.
He places a hand on Alex's shoulder, herding him to the group.
Hare Rama.
Miss Luton turns and, while walking backward, flashes a smile.
Fuck off.
Ooh. As she turns her back, continues down the terminal. We cut to
Interior check-in desk, airport day. Alex's passport and ticket are set into frame and picked up by a female ticket clerk. Alex waits as she busily types into the computer and checks his passport.
I have a few questions to ask you this afternoon.
Off screen, loud, exaggerated plastic tiles rapidly click and clack.
You pick these bags yourselves? Do you
The
pack these
clack
bags yourself?
Oh, the clacking continues, demanding Alex's attention, his eyes turned forward.
Plastic tabs clack rapidly, settling on the word cancelled. Whoa. Guys, we're getting cancelled.
Alex, camera creeps in on his dawning paranoia.
Have your belongings remained in your possession the entire time?
Alex absently nods. Again, off screen. Clack, clack, clack. His eyes move to.
The plastic tabs flip and clack rapidly, stopping on departed.
Alex is still considering the messages.
Have you received any packages from persons unknown to you?
Alex quickly turns the day through his head and flashes her the reality book beyond matter book. Whoa. She
Sorry.
smiles. She smiles, then leans over towards the baggage scales. Alex's eyes turn toward.
A new airline ID marker is attached to his bag.
Alex eyes the new tag, hoping it's good luck, as the clerk turns his ticket and passport. Clack, clack, clack.
Same as your birthday.
Alex is puzzled by the comment. He shakes his head if, pardon me? Camera inches into the ticket clerk gesturing pleasantly to the passport and ticket.
April 25th, 4:25. Your birthday. It's the same as the departure time.
What's it?
Clack.
Clack,
Clack.
clack,
Clack.
clack. Alex's eyes flash forward.
The title settles upon terminal.
The ghastly green and reds of the X-ray monitors flash as carry-on bags flash through the machine. Camera moves counter to the direction of the conveyor belt. The pace and excitement of the collective group escapes as departure approaches. Carter Horton and his girlfriend Terry take cuts in the line with smug, bullying expressions. Unseen by the chaperones, no student has the nerve to protest Carter's action. Alex, Todd, George, and Billy Hitchcock, heavy set with the New York Rangers jersey, watches Carter and Terry with disgust.
Hold on. AJ, you just fucked up the shot.
Damn it, AJ.
This is now Jamie's offset. It's fine.
Ah. Do I need to leave?
No, hold on. I can fix it. I can fix it. I can fix it.
I'm playing video games while I'm with y'all, so if you don't... Hey,
Okay,
what's up?
we're reading the script.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's go. I'm listening. Listening.
Beautiful script.
I
I gotta fix this real quick. Hold on.
taught Tiffany Photoshop.
How'd
Hello,
it go?
stream. This is our friend AJ.
Oh, you're streaming?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's me, AJ. I'm in the jet.
No way.
On my way to the director's house right now, you know?
He's gonna fly a jet into my house.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Thank you, JJ. Alright, I fixed
Okay.
it.
All right, we're back on screen. Okay. You be Billy, I'll be George.
Good. Jamie?
Hi. Oh,
Your
no.
camera froze. You're just smiling. Beautiful.
At least
Nice.
it's a
All right.
flattering
So I
image.
need to leave.
Alright. You said what?
All right.
Let me know if I need to leave.
No, you're good. You could chime in with Final Destination if you would like.
Oh, bet.
Alright, where are we at, Jamie?
You are Billy, I'm George.
Okay. I can't believe they let that dickhead on this trip.
His parents bought a ton of those trip certificates we had to sell just to get him out of their hair for 10 days.
Excited, Todd speaks in a covert tone over Alex's shoulder.
Dude, I worked so hard. The ticket clerk, whoa.
Go.
Read that so wrong. Dude, I
Hmm.
so worked the ticket clerk, so you're sitting next to Krista. I'm next to Blake.
Ooh. Alex looks up ahead at the metal detectors. POV
Attractive,
two girls.
and they know it. Krista Marsh and Blake Dreyer appear clearly out of
Ooh.
Todd and Alex's league.
That's 7 hours and most of it is in the dark. Ooh.
The boys dump in plastic bowl.
Dude, if we don't get someone going on this flight, we should just call Dr. Kevorkian and put ourselves out of our fucking misery.
As Alex and Todd pass through the metal detector, their eyes performing reconnaissance on Krista and Blake, the opening drum blast of Boingo's No One Lives Forever overlaps.
Dr. Kevorkian. That's a very dated reference, I think, right? I don't
I
remember
still hear
what that
people
is.
use it today, but it obviously was a long time ago.
Yeah. All right. Camera adjusts from the sign indicating gate 39. The class is squirrely and excited. Mr. Morneau, Miss Luton, and the parent chaperones are allowing kids to burn off steam at the gate, hoping for a calm flight. Yeah, sure. Camera moves along. The waiting passengers, Carter and Terry, are making out. Ooh. A step away from heavy petting. Ugh. Blake and Krista are flipping through Parisian fashion magazines. Billy Hitchcock lays into a burrito supreme. Camera moves to an empty seat. Clear Rivers enters frame. Sits struggling with her Walkman. Another dated reference. Coffee, books, and a cassette box hand marked Boingo. A cheek that we hear in the song. Ooh. As she places her stuff on the unoccupied seat beside her, a Paris guidebook falls on the floor, opened but face down. A passing, unidentified student reaches down and hands her the book, still open and face down.
Thanks.
All that, you just say thanks. Great. The student continues down toward the observation deck. Claire looks at the open guidebook.
Princess Di's Mercedes is totaled in a Paris tunnel. Besides the photo are two portraits of Diana and Dodi Al-Fayed.
Ooh. Clear.
Mm.
Camera inches. Clear! I don't know. Sorry. Camera inches in as she shakes off the shiver down her spine. Ooh. She looks up from the book toward the student who handed it to her, the identity of which is fully revealed to be Alex Browning. He stands at the gate window, looking out at the plane.
Alex's POV 747. It is raining in the distance. Muffled thunder rumbles. Camera creeps away from the plane. Huge. Seemingly incapable of flight, and yet we unquestioningly trust our lives in this machine. Emotionless, cold, lifeless, and yet soon full of life. That's how I feel about planes.
Yeah, I'm never getting on a fucking plane. If I gotta go somewhere, I'm driving. I don't care if it's California. I'm driving all the way there.
Gotta take a Xanax, you'll be fine.
And I'm not going on a plane unless somebody's with me, and I'm going to be passed out the entire time. Camera inches in on Alex. Dude, let's take a dump.
Todd moves into frame beside Alex. Man, that is one George Michael notch from being gay.
There we go. See? I knew that was going to come up. Dude, get wisdom. Being gay is not wrong. Come on,
Get some wisdom.
Hold on, I'm reading ahead just to make sure. Just to make sure he doesn't say anything. All right. Dude, get wisdom. We're about to board a 7-hour flight. The toilets and coach are barely ventilated closets. What if your body wants that airplane food out of your system and you have to go toward a
Why is
wicket
that
cable? It's just awful. A wicket cable, and then right after you walks in Krista or Blake. You want them to associate you with that reflexive gag and watery sting in their eyes.
Alex takes a beat to consider. Camera looks down on two stalls. Alex sits in one. Todd sits in the other. Off screen, over the airport's PA system, John Denver's Rocky Mountain High begins. John Denver. Oh.
I read this. Upon the mention, the camera cranes down, turning, twisting, until finding Alex in a straight-on close-up. He listens, tense.
I am not singing this, but I'm just going to say the words.
Yeah, it's fine.
He was born in the summer of his 27th year.
He died in a plane crash.
A PA announcement breaks into the song. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. At this time, we would like to begin pre-boarding of Euro Air Flight 180 to Paris through Gate 39.
Really? For the first time, Alex appears a bit tentative and pale. It is intensified by the return of the song.
It's the Colorado Rocky Mountain High. I've seen it rain and fire in the sky.
Oh. Now that's foreshadowing. We're only 12 pages into this. So 12 minutes into the film. I know Final Destination 4 just like speeds by.
Yeah.
That's only like 90 minutes, I believe.
Would have definitely happened by now in the movie. Okay. Interior boarding area is torn along the perforated edge and handed back.
Alex looks down at the passenger ramp.
Camera creeps towards it, lit to cheat a feeling of no return. Off screen, distance, thunder rumbles.
Wider. There's something more emotionally tense about the moment of boarding than takeoff. Camera picks up Miss Luton searching.
Anyone seen Billy Hitchcock? How'd we lose him?
Todd nudges Alex towards the tunnel. 3 boys start down the ramp, passing Mr. Marnu, who checks his list, counting heads.
Winkt hoot, winkt noof.
You sound like that. You sound like that kid in Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. You're too.
Oh my god.
Passenger ramp. Alex, Todd, and George catch up to Krista and Blake. Excited as always, everyone becomes bottlenecked just at the point of entering the plane. Alex looks out the ramp's side porthole window toward the back of the plane.
Alex's POV through porthole. The enormous engine, the expansive wings. Behind the tail, distant, a bolt of lightning flashes.
Ooh, Alex looks away. Just ahead, in the plane. Flight attendants greet the passengers. He is next to enter the plane.
A slice of opening from where the ramp meets the plane provides a sense of how high up one actually is from stands.
Alex, the camera pushes into him as he takes his first step into the plane.
Alex's Nikes land on the carpet.
How did they know that he was gonna get Nikes? He could have wore Adidas. Could
Could
have
have.
wore some Jordans. Screams. His parents desperately comfort the. Wait, what?
Oh, a baby on the plane.
Oh, okay. I skipped that. Sorry. Baby screams. What the fuck? There's goddamn assholes outside my window. Sorry. Baby screams. Its parents desperately comfort the child. Camera adjusting. Leading George, Alex, Todd through the aisles. Alex and Todd wince at the screaming child. George, however, feels comforted.
Good sign. Younger the better. It
What?
would be a fucked up god to take down this plane.
Thank you, AJ. I like the random what? In the first row slumps a young man with. I don't know what the fuck that mean. ALS. I'm just gonna say
Lateral.
ALS. Got ALS. I'm not gonna say it. I don't know how to say it. I'll be honest. I'm a little stupid. A cannula is set in his nostrils, leading to the oxygen tank. They spelled oxygen wrong. Beside him,
Oxygon.
oxygon tank. The kids sneak sympathetic yet anxious glances at the man while continuing to their seats. George whispers over his shoulder, "A really fucked up god." Alex's tension increases as he continues up the aisle.
Camera inches in on row 25, seats H, I, and J.
Alex climbs into the row carrying his backpack. He takes his window seat and reaches up the airflow valve.
Airflow valve turns, hissing, air streaming full blast. Camera inches in on him as he takes in deep breaths of the stale air. He presses his face to the window.
Rain falls, keep falling. Sorry. Rain falls. Drop top. Sorry. I got two fucking song references right there. Rain falls. Gears wear as the ailerons are tested. Ooh.
Camera creeps in towards Alex, face to the glass, eyes scanning the plane and outside area.
Alex?
He turns towards the aisle.
Man, they look great. They're working the sex appeal. Well, this is definitely 2000s.
That's sex appeal.
God.
Do you want to stay as Krista?
Yeah, I can. Could you trade seats with Blake so she and I can sit together? I asked Todd, but he says he got some medical thing.
Alex sneaks a quick check with Todd.
Alex's POV, Todd shakes his head. No, don't do it. No, don't do it.
Alex and the girls. He looks to them and knows he is just plain overmatched. Alex shrugs, sure. In front of him, Todd throws up his arms, disgusted. Alex climbs out of his seats. The girls are touchy-feely thankful, but only no guys dig that.
You're so sweet. Thanks, Alex.
Alex cranes up to the aisles, making his way towards Todd, sitting 2 rows up in 22H. Alex climbs over Todd to take the window seat. Clear Rivers sits in the seat directly behind Alex.
Oh, no. See, I knew that was in it. Okay, the next line. All right, come on, man. Like, you really thought you were gonna titty fuck them over Greenland or something?
Because of you, I gotta sit here and watch fucking Stepmom.
Ooh, all right. As Alex sits, the tray table falls from its upright position. He lifts the tray back up, but as he turns the latch, it breaks off in his hands. He briefly tries to jimmy the tray into position, then gives up. The camera follows Alex's hand as it rises. The camera sweeps in extremely close to the attendant call button. Attendant call button. Oh, I thought that was a name. Stupid. As Alex's fingers engages the button, it lights up orange.
The jet lurches. He looks.
My God. We are 16 minutes in and they haven't even boarded the plane. They just boarded it. All right. 747 begins rolling out of the gate.
As he looks back, searching for the nearest flight attendant. Clear Rivers, your book.
Clear
Another
Rivers. Read the...
needs to look out the window.
Oh, yeah, you're frozen, Jamie.
Oh, God. Why? I swear, I'm moving.
I don't know.
It's okay, it's still a somewhat flattering image.
Mm-hmm. Alex lifts a bit out of his seat, searching for any flight attendant. Off screen, a ping.
Flight attendants, prepare for departure.
Looking for in the cabin.
The flight attendants strap themselves in for takeoff.
Off screen, the engine volume increases in pitch and intensity as the jet begins to taxi. Alex sits back as the tray over his lap. What?
Hmm?
Alex sits back as the tray over his lap.
I know what they're trying to say, but I feel like they did not word that correctly.
Mm-hmm. He looks out the window. Hold on, I just want to check. We're on page 16. I just want to check. Is this a draft or anything? No. This is their release script. Okay.
Damn. The right wing appears motionless in the foreground as the tarmac and runway signs roll past the window. The engine pitch rises.
There we are. Okay. The engines whir as the jet gathers speed. He checks the window.
The runway is a blur. The airport terminals in the background streak past. The wings lift, angled as the jet leaves the ground.
Off screen, his classmates cheer and raise the roof. Woohoo! The trip has begun. Camera pulls away from Alex as if reflecting his easing of annoyance with the tray situation. He finally appears to notice the raucous reaction and settles back in his seat, slightly pushed by mild G-force. The upwarding angle increasing. Cabin buffets,
Buffet.
as if passing mild turbulence. Then the cabin suddenly jolts. Everyone tenses, gasps. Camera sweeps back to Alex. Just as he clenches his backpack, the cabin bangs, rocks. The engine spool to a stall. Metal twists under extreme pressure. The cabin dips, angles sharply to the right. Whoa, they are getting very descriptive.
Passengers scream. Unrestrained personnel belongings fly across the aircraft into camera, which buffets and shakes.
Oxygen masks deploy from the overhead compartments. A pre-recorded message like that recorded in the black box of a crash of JAL number 123, August 12, 1985, blares over the PA with an eerie calm.
Fasten your seatbelts. Put on oxygen masks.
Alex, his hand trembles as he reaches for the oxygen mask and places it over his face. The engine resuscitate. Screaming, whining. Alex checks out his window.
The plane is on its side, losing altitude, a slow, sick spin.
Alex breathes deep in his oxygen cup. The jet engines grind and whir as if the craft were in the midst of a last-ditch effort to regain stability. The sound deafening over the passengers' cruelly hopeless screams. Then,
Kaboom! A devastating explosion erupts across the cabin, blasting a 5-foot hole in the fuselage. Fuselage? Human limbs and blood spray, craft and passengers torn to shreds.
wow, they are very descriptive. Whew.
Dead students sit lifeless in their seats. Every unrestrained object on board flies into the hole and through the fire. Paper, books, luggage, pillows. A parent and student clutch to their seats in horror, screaming before they are pulled into the sky. Wind, screams, dying engines, and a deafening blare.
Oh man, they are very descriptive in this script. No leaving it to the imagination. Hey, that's pretty good writing for a sick fuck writing all this. Alex and Todd scream, pale, knowing there's no hope, no escape as the engines die. The cabin begins to tilt downwards. Then straight down, debris tumbles toward the flight deck as if falling from a cliff. Outside, the sick, familiar sound of an aircraft going down. Alex is strapped to his seat, upper body facing downward toward the water. Fire, wind, earth, air. These are the four nations. Fire, wind, and blood whip across them. Ooh, jeez. Building wine crescendos
You didn't read the whole
before a
thing.
second explosion rips across the frame. What did you say?
He didn't read the whole thing before he started saying Avatar.
Yeah.
Alex's terrified eyes dilating rapidly as the shock of what appears to be happening before him washes over his very psyche.
Alex?
Alex, drenched in sweat, trembling in his seat, his eyes darted towards Krista and Blake. They look great. They're working the sex appeal.
Okay, let's hope they don't say the F word again. Could you trade seats with Blake so she and I can sit together? I asked Todd, but he's got some medical thing.
Alex turns sickeningly disoriented. His eyes dart about, searching for the evidence of the catastrophe. There are none to be found. Alex blots from his seat, startling the two girls. He scrambled towards Todd, who looks at his friend, concerned.
I think that was supposed to be bolts, but there's a lot of typos in here.
Blots.
Blots.
I'm gonna just read it as it is. I don't care.
Yeah, do that. You're good. Dude, what up?
Frenzied, Alex climbs over his friend on top of the seat. Alex's panic has alerted the other students and a male flight attendant who makes his way towards the row.
Alex grabs a tray table latch before the vacant seat. It breaks off, just as before. Karen pushes into Alex, terrified. He begins to hyperventilate. Is there a
Is
problem,
there
sir? Oh, sorry. Alex's wild eyes and expression conveyed, no fucking kidding, there's a problem. The flight attendant realizes the passenger is experiencing a serious episode. Directly across the aisle, Carter, Horton, and Terry look at him with severe expressions.
What's your fucking problem?
Mr. Marnu and Miss Luton unfasten their seatbelts and rush toward Alex.
Alex? French.
Yes, French. So c'est? No, say. I think that's how you say it. I need to get back into French again. Chris say the plane's gonna explode.
Obviously, no one ever wants to hear that. The student's tense.
Ooh. The flight attendant immediately turns to the other attendant, signaling for assistance with a quick, definite gesture. In the background, attendants hustle toward the economy class cabin.
Carter and
Carter and
Terry.
Terry.
Shut up, Browning. You're not funny.
Alex, frenzied, begins moving toward the aisle. We have to get out. This frightens everyone. Not the prophecy, but its panicky, irrational behavior. You want to read that? Or okay. We have to get off this plane.
Camera pushes into her Alex's declaration.
Can I
Now!
can I just say real quick that this is probably a really not a good time for me to have the background I have on.
Yeah, he's in a fighter jet right now.
Yeah, you guys can't see it, but AJ's background is him in a fighter jet.
Yes. He's yelling
Yeah.
to talk to him, Goose.
Alex is desperately climbing over Todd, who is trying to calmly restrain his friend. Across the aisle, Carter Horton stands ready to quiet Alex with force.
Hold on. Have you guys seen Final Destination? All of them?
I
Oh,
Have you
I
seen? Have you seen five?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the ending to five,
Mm-hmm. The
where
plot.
it's like literally this?
Yeah,
That was really fucking cool.
I
I
know.
love that.
I was not expecting that. As soon as I saw that, I was like, no way.
Alex is desperately climbing over Todd, who is trying. Wait, oh, you read that.
Like,
Sorry. Carter, sit down, Browning.
Alex, easy man, take it easy.
Sir, if this is a joke, we do not tolerate such humor.
The flight attendant restrains Carter with an extended forearm.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I'm not fucking joking you. I'm not fucking joking.
Miss Luton
Sorry, I
and
just read
Mr.
Banshee's Ministry.
Move to the seats. Flight attendants try restraining Alex from reaching the aisle.
Alex, knock it off. It's all
Settle
right.
down, Alex.
Listen to me. This plane will explode on takeoff.
Sir, we will remove you from this aircraft if this continues.
I'll remove him.
Fuck you, I'll remove myself.
Carter reaches for Alex, who pushes back, trying to get out. Carter responds aggressively, and now the flight attendant, Todd, and two teachers are in the midst of the melee. The co pilot arrives to secure the situation. He grabs Alex and begins forcibly ushering him up the aisle. A male flight attendant chokeholds Carter from the back. Carter struggles, but the attendant's positioning has the advantage. He begins removing Carter from the plane as well.
He didn't do nothing.
She follows the attendant, hitting him to help her boyfriend. Just arriving in the cabin, Billy Hitchcock tries to fight past stewardess to get to his seat. He is blocked by the mass of combatants as they are escorted out.
Anybody in the aisle is off the plane.
Ooh. No, wait, I was late. That's my seat right there.
Under protest, Billy gets pushed back off the plane. Mr. Mornow and Mr. Luton follow the pack of students and airline personnel as they move towards the exit, calling out to seated teachers and parents while hustling up the aisles.
Everybody just stay where you are. Just sit tight.
Mr. Carpenter, keep an eye on things for a moment.
Todd watches, amazed and concerned for his friend. He looks across the cabin, too.
George, his brother gestures, mouths, you should go with him.
Todd starts off down the aisles, camera counters adjusting to clear rivers. Amongst the chaos, she considers for a beat, then grabs her backpack, stands, and moves into the aisle to exit the plane.
Cut 2. Alex, the co-pilot, Carter, the attendant, Mr. Murnau, Miss Luton, Terry, Todd, and Billy proceed down the tunnel. Billy is confused by the chaos.
I didn't do anything. I have my ticket right here.
Arriving security officers quickly have the control of the situation. Alex is taken to the seat at the gate and dropped there by the co-pilot, who, winded, eyes the officers.
You got this?
The officers nod. One moves towards Carter as he dropped in a seat away from Alex. Terry sits behind Carter. The co-pilot and attendants start back towards the plane. Miss Luton hustles over to them and an airline representative.
No one gets back on board. That's my call.
Please, I've got 40 students going to Paris.
During these negotiations, camera moves past Miss Loon and the co-pilot toward the boarding ramp door. Clear River Clear Rivers exits and takes a seat away from the others, aware she is unnoticed in the confusion. Camera inches in as she looks up towards.
Alex. Camera matches the move to him as Todd and Mr. Murnau attempt to calm him down.
It's alright, it's alright. You're off the plane. You're off the plane.
Rattled, Alex attempts to compose himself. Miss Luton appears, hurriedly pulling aside Mr. Murnau.
Airline's not taking this very well. They'll let one of us back on. The rest can grab a 6:10 flight. Gets in 2 hours later at De Gaulle. It's alright. It's not that big of a deal. I'll stay.
I'll stay.
Sorry. I don't know why I said that. No, you know the whole French thing. Get on the plane.
Murnau understands this point and takes off towards the boarding ramp door. Pleading his case, Billy follows Murnau.
Go to the bathroom. The lock was stuck. I didn't fight with anyone.
Hustling towards the door, Mr. Murnau gestures towards Miss Luton as if to talk to her. He disappears down the ramp. Camera pushes in as airline personnel close the door with an ominous thud.
Flight 180 pulls out of the gate, taxiing toward the runway.
Carter turns over his shoulder, looking back angrily towards Alex. Terry wraps a calming, restraining arm around Carter's shoulder, but he starts towards Alex, seated with Miss Luton.
Todd races out of the bathroom with a dampened paper towel. Camera follows it as he hands it toward Miss Luton. Seated next to Alex, the teacher places it on Alex's forehead.
I called your mom and dad, and they're on their way.
Alex, talk to me. What happened?
Alex looks at Todd, who nods. His friend's expression is soothing and open, with lowered, tense tone meant for only the two people beside him.
I saw it. Like, I don't know, the plane took off. I saw it leave the runway. I looked down and I saw the ground.
Miss Luton and Todd exchange concerned glances.
Then the cabin banged and the left side exploded. The whole plane blew up. So real. Exactly how everything goes.
Been on many plane rides that blew up, have you?
Good point. Alex looks away.
You must have fallen asleep.
We get thrown off the plane and blow half a day in Paris because Browning had a bad dream. It's going to explode! It's going to explode!
Fuck off, Horton.
Odd.
A raw nerve, Alex stands.
Only trip you're going to take is to the fucking hospital. Ooh.
Carter scoffs while moving aggressively towards Alex. Carter makes a quick move and grabs Alex. The two security guards rush in to break up. Chaos erupts again as the two boys wrestle in the terminal.
Observation deck. Camera pushes into Billy Hitchcock, depressed, as he watches the plane take off. There they go, and here we stay.
One guard restrains Alex, another Carter. In the background, out of the observation deck window, Flight 180 lifts off the runway.
You're paying for my trip, Browning.
I wish you were on the plane.
Ooh. In the background, the 747 and taillights suddenly violently erupt into a gigantic fireball of flame. It takes a few seconds for the concussion to hit the terminal, but when it does, boom! A window shatters, chairs rock, people are knocked off their feet. Camera sweeps into Alex, stunned, as he turns towards the window.
The unceremonious speed of the obliteration of hundreds of lives is cruel as flaming debris plummets from the early evening sky. Ooh.
Clear rivers, and the camera pushes in on her, rattled, afraid, but aware of Alex as she is the first to turn her eyes towards him.
Gate 39. Billy Hitchcock walks backwards from the window, shocked by shocked step.
I don't know what that means.
As Miss Luton drops her chair as her legs give out. Off screen, alarms begin. The two security guards tear off towards more urgent duties. Off screen, outside, sirens wail as emergency vehicles race towards the tragedy. Camera begins to move towards Alex as Todd's head turns towards him, then Terry's, then Carter's. In the chair, beginning to cry, Miss Luton eyes Alex as if afraid of him. Camera continues, sirens piercing. The emergency vehicle's strobing red lights reflect in Alex's eyes, now in tight, as he looks out, frozen with shock, upon the doomed Flight 180.
Whew!
Ooh.
At JFK International Airport, there's silence. A pair of airline representatives sit with the 7 survivors, each numb with shock. Everyone is too raw with residual fear to show any emotion. They sit on folding metal chairs An empty room, too bright from the fluorescent lights. Beneath their ominous trauma resulting in the catastrophe, each feels uneasy by Alex's presence. The others sit away from Alex and Todd. Alex appears, wrought with guilt. He checks the others out of the corner of his eye.
Alex's POV, the room. Miss Luton, Carter, and Billy glare at Alex. Carrie averts her eyes from Alex to bury her face in Carter's shoulder.
Alex is frightened as anyone over what has happened, tense, defensive, scared, with soft spoken strength.
You're looking
You
at
look.
me as if I caused it. I did not cause this.
Luton, Carter, Terry, and Billy maintained their uncertain expressions with strained apprehension, as if not wanting to dabble in the occult, but needing immediate answer.
Is everyone dead? Are there any survivors?
Wider. Alex is taken aback by the question, yet even his best friend looks at him for an answer.
How would I know? You think I'm some sort of
He's not a witch.
camera pushes in on Alex, relieved and thankful as he turns to her. I could read the next part. Uh
Okay.
camera matches to the move. Oh, camera matches the move into her as she looks up at Alex, not with fear or repulsion, but with knowledge of an unwanted but irrefutable connection.
Pausing and startled, the door opens. Everyone's head whips reflectively towards the entrance. The strange event of the flickering lights is quickly forgotten. Half a dozen men and women enter the room, displaying official badges and passes. All but two are dressed in casual clothing. Have been called in from home, the pair being FBI special agents Wine and Shriek. Howard Seagull and Don Hawks are representatives of the National Transportation Safety Board. Lane Whale and Jack Arnold are members of the Euro Air Trauma Team. That is a lot of fucking names. Nobody's gonna remember that.
Shrek, Agent Shrek.
hmm The officials are sympathetic and calm, exuding the confidence and security trauma victims look for this at this time.
Hello, I'm Howard Siegel, National Transportation Safety Board Vice Chairman. I've notified your families and they're on their way. Does anyone feel they need medical attention or spiritual counseling at this time?
Although the words are comforting, being in the position of having to hear them, Mac,
Make,
I don't know what that was. Macabre, Macabre, Macabre,
make,
Macabre. I don't know. Miss Lewin reacts, snapping. Have they
have they
found?
found any survivors? What's going on?
Seagal is calm yet honest, carefully honest.
The cause of the explosion is undetermined. Nassau County authorities are on the scene. Naval search and rescue are en route.
He gestures. That's all we know. The group slips deeper into despair.
We understand how you must be feeling at this hour, and although we know it may be difficult, we must ask you some questions regarding today's events while it's still fresh in your minds.
The survivors dread the thought of recounting the horrible experience, yet collectively are ready to cooperate.
It may be valuable to our rescue attempts or any potential criminal investigation. Ooh.
The FBI agents, badges displayed in their pockets, turn their eyes suspiciously towards Alex.
Dun dun dun. Alex
Ooh.
reacts, puzzled, as he realizes the agents are focused on him.
Shrek and Wine are direct and professional, with no hidden agenda in searching for the truth. Seagull and Hogs from the NTSB are behind them, taking notes.
Oh, great, I get to be Shrek.
Nice.
You said, listen to me, the plane will explode on takeoff. How did you know that?
Alex Ken pushes in as he looks up, nervous. Not about suspicion towards him, but trying to explain what he doesn't even understand.
I got this feeling, a weird feeling. I can't explain it.
Did you take any sedatives before boarding or on the plane? Sleeping pills?
No, I saw it. I saw it.
Tears well as he grows frustrated, trying to convey the unique experience. Being trained, veteran officers Shrek and Wine observe, allowing him to talk.
Not like a dream. More than that, I experienced the plane exploding. It was horrible. I know what they all went through tonight.
The officers remain quiet, gauging his explanation.
I'm not a psychic. I've never had this happen before.
The officers study him, unsure yet carefully.
Did this weird feeling have anything to do with you saying you wish Carter Horton was on the plane just before it exploded?
Alex looks up stunned. He didn't even recall this until now.
No.
Why'd you say it?
He considers owing them an explanation. Then he realizes.
Because I never thought it would really happen.
Ween leans
Why?
forward.
Ween. Ween. If that's the case, Alex, why did you really get off the plane?
Is it wine?
I don't know.
I'm sticking with Ween. Camera
We'll stick with
inches in
Ween.
as Alex considers confused, emotional.
Camera continues on the move on Todd, as if just realizing. My brother
My
told me to keep an eye on Alex. He stayed. I went to make sure Alex was okay. He told me to get off the plane.
Miss Luton displaying a similar sickening expression as Todd.
Larry Marnu told me to get back on, but I told him to go. I sent him back on the plane.
Damn. Interior airport night. Ween. No one
We
forced you to get off the plane. You told us you aren't friends with any that did. So, why did you leave the airplane?
Camera inches in on Clear Rivers as she looks up with total resolve. Because I saw and I heard Alex, and I believed him.
JFK night. The survivors have all returned to the room. They may be a group, but they are alone with their thoughts. The door is opened by Miss Whale. They have some great names in this.
Mm.
Alex's mother and father led by a group of parents into the room. Each moves with grief yet relief to their child. Barbara Browning grabs a hold of Alex and holds him tight. The mother begins to cry. Ken Browning, eyes welling with tears, grabs his son's hand and squeezes. Alex does not cry. While holding his mother, he watches the others.
Alex's POV with Carter and Terry. Their parents are concerned, but do not demonstratively show affection. Carter appears as if he wants to hug his mother, but he can't bring himself to betray his self image.
His eyes move towards Clear Rivers, alone, hurt that no one has come to take her home. His eyes
Alex.
climb.
Jerry Wagner holds his son, both of them, releasing anguished tears. Through his grief, however, Jerry stares at Alex with the expression of anger and accusation.
Camera pushes on Alex as he holds his mother tightly, overlapping a crack of thunder.
In Ken Browning's car, Alex sits in the back against the door, looking out the window at the storm. Clear Rivers is pressed against the other door. Everyone is silent. Okay, they spelled silent wrong. Everyone's slaying. Outside, the storm angrily rages. Alex is unaware that Clear is watching him, searching for some answer that she will not now find. She looks up.
Here's good.
Car pulls over.
What?
I said the car pulls over.
Thank you for the ride.
He opens the door and flashes one more look at Alex, but he appears unaware. She exits the car. As the door shuts, cut to
Alex's bedroom. The room is empty, but the camera is slowly moving as if itself a presence, off screen. Footsteps move up the stairs. Alex appears, his parents behind him. He clicks on the light, sending a soft, safe orange glow across the room.
Alex stands in the threshold of the doorway. His mother places a comforting hand on his shoulder.
Alex's POV, Pennant, Mount Abraham High School fighting colonials. I almost said Alabama.
Nice. Alex, and now the tears arrive. He begins crying, sobbing, as his mother and father hold him. Off screen, outside, lightning flashes, thunder rumbles. That happens quite often in this film.
Interior living room, Browning House. CNN broadcasts video footage of the disaster. Seat cushions and personal belongings float in the harsh floodlights.
In the living room, it is late. Only the pale light of the TV spills across the living room. Ken and Barbara have fallen asleep. But their son remains awake. Alex's red eyes are locked on the screen, mortified. Off screen, a vicious crack of lightning, immediate thunder, as if calling Alex to the window. He remains fixed on the TV.
An image of hell as jet fuel burns on the ocean. Off screen, as if furious at the slight thunder bangs.
He turns, stands, and moves to the picture window, pulling the curtains aside as the camera pushes in on him.
It is as if nature is angry. Lightning bolts, spider webs across the sky. Thunder booms. A shard of lightning breaks across the front yard. Oddly, it does not make contact. In the split-second strobe of lightning flash, the bolt abstractly appears as if it were a hand pointing directly at Alex.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Alex is horrified, lurches away from the window, considering what he has seen. Just felt the roar of thunder. We cut to black.
39 days have passed since we've lost our 39 loved ones, friends, and teachers.
In Mount Abraham High School, we're close on Alex, wearing a dark suit and tie, sits beside his parents on a white folding chairs. His head is bowed, guilty and sad.
As each day passes, without a determining cause for the accident, we ask ourselves, why?
Alex raises his eyes and looks across the ceremony. Todd sits with his mother, Linda Wagner, and his father Jerry, distraught, and Sherry stares off blankly at the minister.
Let's tell us, man.
It's
Man
alright.
no more knows his time than fish taken in a fatal net,
Alex guiltily averts his eyes. Ken notes this and wraps a comforting arm around his son.
or birds trapped in a snare.
Alex checks over his shoulder.
Last row of seats. Special agents Shrek and Ween suddenly
I love this.
survey the area, taking notes. Although their eyes are beyond sunglasses, the tilt of their head indicates they are watching Alex.
Like these children of men. Ooh, good movie.
Alex turns away, tense, looks at the minister.
Caught when the time falls suddenly upon them.
Camera pushes into Alex, feeling eyes upon him. He looks up.
Clear Rivers is actually sexy. Whoa! I don't know why. Sure, we can put that in the script. Clear Rivers is actually sexy, but a bit scandalous in her black dress. Still, she's off by herself, eyes burning at Alex as if challenging him to a challenge, the words being spoken. What? Challenging him to a challenge. The words being spoken. Oh, challenging him to challenge the words being spoken. Okay, I get it.
Alex self-consciously turns away, unable to face her, let alone the words being spoken.
And so before we can heal, before the death. Wait, no, shit, I fucked it up. And so before we can heal, before we can escape the presence of death, time, we must mourn and celebrate theirs with this memorial.
I love it. Wider, a student with a guitar and harmonica stands at the microphone. Without introduction, he begins Neil Young's Long May You Run. Two other students remove a cloth, unveiling a memorial sculpture etched with the names of the departed. The gathered stand and begin paying their respects to the memorial.
Memorial line. Carter and Terry appear in frame. Terry holds a rose. As they move slowly up toward the memorial, Alex gets in line behind them. Carter knows Alex is there, but will not look at him.
Hope you don't think, Browning, that because my name ain't on this wall, that I owe you anything.
I don't.
All I owe is these people, to live my life to the fullest.
Alex winces from Carter's breath.
Then maybe you should lay off the JD.
That was a JD.
The JD. It's bolded.
JD. Carter has an angry, reflexive. Why does it keep saying reflexive? Oh, okay. Reflexive reaction. Grabbing Alex threateningly by the forearm, Terry immediately tries to get Carter to release his hold.
Don't ever fucking again tell me what to do. I control me, not you.
Carter and Alex lock eyes. Alex refraining from showing any pain caused by Carter's grip. Terry finally gets him to release.
I'm never gonna die.
Well, we'll see about that. He moves off. Terry, however, holds a beat, eyes Alex, and gently rubs the area of his arm. As if this is the only manner she can extend her gratitude in Carter's presence. As Alex pats her arm, Terry quickly moves off. Shaken, Alex considers whether to move forward to the memorial. He steps aside to let the others go ahead as Billy Hitchcock, who has finished paying their respects, spots Alex and heads back up the line.
I took my driver's test this week at the DMV.
Alex turns to him incredulously.
I got a 70, lowest score, but I passed. When I was done with the test, the guy who drives with you during the test, he goes, "Young man, you're gonna die at a very young age." That true?
Not here. Not now. Not ever.
That's such an awkward piece of
Big.
dialogue. What?
Yes.
Billy sighs and moves out of the frame, only to quickly re-enter.
I asked how Cynthia passed her. She say no.
Alex flashes Billy an angry glare. He gets the message and moves off, for good. Alex returns in line, moving towards the memorial. Valerie Luton places a rose at the base of the memorial, then studies the engraved names as the students move past, behind her. Alex approaches, watching her as she reaches out with a trembling finger, touching the etched names.
Memorial. Linda Krause. Thomas Lewis. John McConnell. I feel like these are all real names. It's very
Probably.
weird.
Alex stands near her, sympathetically, understanding her pain.
Miss Luton?
Her eyes filled with tears and fear. Alex places a comforting hand on her shoulder, but she reacts quickly, pulling away from him, her eyes piercing at him.
Don't talk to me. You scare the hell out of me.
Alex is shattered as the teacher moves away. Todd enters and faces the memorial.
Hey.
Alex
Okay. I read ahead.
Oh God. Alex notices Todd is in line behind him. Alex looks around for Todd's father. He is not in line.
Okay. I don't want to sound gay or nothing, but I miss you.
I like how all these lines line up with you reading them.
Okay.
Todd subtly nods, reaching out to the memorial.
Fellas, is it gay to miss your best friend?
Little, but little.
Oh. Alright. I'm on this. Todd's hand moves across his brother's arm. Todd's hand moves across his brother's name, George Wagner.
As Todd longs for his brother, then looks at his friend.
Me too. My dad doesn't understand. When he's better, you, me, road trip to the city, catch the Yanks.
That's a plan.
Todd nods, and the two friends stand uncomfortably for what?
Or,
For for a beat before Todd gestures to the podium.
I
God,
gotta go. This thing Miss Luton showed me in her class, they're gonna let me read it. It says what I'm feeling.
oh, hope he doesn't say the F word. Todd holds his friend's arm for strength as he passes. Clear Rivers appears in line, holding the rose. She looks away. She looks at the memorial. Before her startling eyes turn to Alex. Even away from these circumstances, Alex would have trouble handling her intense maturity. As he begins to step away, she thrusts the rose towards him. He looks up, puzzled.
Because of you, I'm still alive. Thank you.
Aww.
Mm.
Alex takes the rose and she walks away. Cam pushes in on him as he eyes, feels the red flower.
We say that the hour of death cannot be forecast.
Todd nervously stands before the assembly, reading aloud with a sad yet optimistic resolve. Camera pushes in at an ominous angle and rhythm to the podium.
But when we say this, we imagine that the hour is placed in an obscure and distant future.
As he speaks, the sunlight suddenly turns to shadow.
Alex looks up at the sky.
Within the deep blue, a single black cloud blocks the sun.
Camera inches in as troubled, he looks back to Todd.
Todd, as he continues to read,
It never occurs to us that it has any connection with the day already begun or that death could arrive this same afternoon.
storm clouds devour a waxing crescent moon above a modest home set amongst the edge of the woods. Oh, they are trying to sound smart with this fucking line.
This afternoon, which is so certain and which has every hour filled in advance.
A lone light glows. Jerry Wagner has fallen asleep, perhaps passed out, reclined in Dad's chair. Todd's mother is asleep on the sofa, balls of tissue on the floor. Todd enters the room and stares sadly at his parents. Todd picks up a glass and swigs the remainder of his father's scotch before moving off and climbing the stairs.
Table fan swivels as it distributes its breeze.
Ooh, Alex sits at his desk, dark circles beneath his eyes. Swamping the desk are printouts of internet web pages, 2000s, and newspaper articles concerning the crash of Flight 180, forensic engineering textbooks, NTSB reports on the past airline disasters, and reality beyond matter. Vaishnava philosophy. Alex studies his mountain of research, increasingly obsessed. An off-screen paper flutter draws his attention to the newspaper being blown by the fan. He reaches out and grabs it. Headlines and photos report the memorial service. Cameron pushes in as he sighs, troubled.
News photo. Clear River sits in her seat, legs crossed, alluring and sexy and mysterious.
Whoa.
She's
Alex. Ooh, she's actually sexy.
she's actually
Alex.
sexy.
Alex closes the paper, puzzled by his reaction. He shakes it off and throws the paper on the desk. Alex considers for a beat, then pulls open a lower drawer. Digging through the mess, inside he finds his stash. The April 97 issue of Penthouse. Ooh, you dirty
Oh,
boy.
what am I about to read? Interior bathroom, Wagner House night. A light clicks on revealing an old 20s built bathroom. The toilet is besides the bathtub slash shower, with just enough knee space, the counter and cabinet. One lifts the toilet seat. Todd pulls the lid down and unsnaps his jeans. As he turns, pulls his pants down and sits, camera moves towards the curtains. still until a cold, soft breeze causes them to blow. Camera follows the wind as it continues into the room, rippling across the shower curtains. As the breeze passes Todd, he pauses, as if sensing but not understanding. This is more than a wayward autumn breeze. He moves to close the window. However, camera continues as the air makes its way to the door. The door is softly pushing closed by the breeze.
So you definitely thought he was gonna do something
I
else.
thought this was gonna happen.
Todd sits back. Todd sits back to the camera, which cranes down the tank. Ugh. Ew. Stopping behind a locking nut and the waterline pipe. As the toilet flushes off screen, camera now moves into the locking nut, which begins to slightly rattle. Drips of water stream from the tank onto the floor.
Alex flips the magazine open to a centerfold.
Oh, he might just.
You might just.
Penthouse pictorial. The model's pose and expression tempt Alex towards the momentary respite his form from his troubles. The caption beneath the centerfold pictorial reads, "Time has come today." Ew.
Alex considers the report on Flight 180 crash, then returns his attention to the magazine. He unzips his pants,
Oh.
pauses, his eyes returning hesitantly to the newspaper photo of Clear.
Oh man. Is it more? No, we're back to this. Okay. Razor blade waits on the counter. Uh-oh. Camera pulls away as Todd picks it up. He looks at his face in the mirror as if behind him a black, indiscernible form like a shadow, however, actually a presence incapable of reflecting light. The hell? Todd whips around. A puddle forms, creeping towards the heel of Todd's stocking feet.
Todd turns on the faucet and grabs his toothbrush, squeezing paste onto the bristle. Ooh.
Ooh, the faucet in the foreground, running water, is out of focus. In the background sits an unplugged radio.
Todd notes the radio. Camera flows. His hand
Follows, I think.
grabs the plug.
Okay. Okay. I don't remember any of the deaths in this film.
Me
I remember
neither.
almost all the other ones. Trying to think of anything is in
I
this one.
feel like he's gonna
I do
slip.
remember one. I do remember one. It's later. It's very fucked up. All right. Oh, I remember two. Two from this movie. Okay.
I remember a lot of deaths. I just don't remember which is from which film, to be honest. Like the
Mm-hmm.
earlier one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The puddle on the floor grows closer to his foot.
electrical socket. The radio plug is inserted. Whoa.
Weird way to say it. I don't know why they typed that. Todd turns on the radio.
And
Now I'll
they
say this.
say,
And they say he got a crazy once. He tried to touch the sun. Spooked, quickly turns it off, unplugs it, and pushes it aside.
The puddle on the floor continues to grow.
Oh my god.
Good.
Oh my god. Odd how one could appear so erotic at a funeral.
What? Alex studies the photograph, then notices the rose she gave him. Succumbing to guilt, feeling like the freak all teenagers believe they are, Alex sets the paper back on the desk. He grabs the penthouse and turns, opening the desk drawer in order to return the magazine.
Okay.
However, a loud bang turns Alex's head to the window. Thank God.
Yeah, he didn't do it good. An owl has apparently smashed into the window, awkwardly flapping its large wings, then turns its head towards Alex, large yellow eyes shining like an alien creature.
Wider, startled, Alex reflexively throws the penthouse across the room, pages tearing as it hits the sill. The giant bird flies off.
Table fan swivels, a page catching the whirling blades. A piece of
Sorry.
paper torn from the magazine flits across the room.
Alex, camera inches in on him as the piece of paper enters frame, floating and flitting until landing on his knee. He picks it up and turns it over.
The piece of paper is torn in such a manner that only letterers letterers remaining from the centerfold's caption are Todd.
Oh. Have you ever read a script with so many typos as this?
I don't think so. There have been typos, but not this much typos.
Interior Wagner house shower curtain is pulled aside, revealing 2 pairs of Linda Wagner's nylons drying on a retractable clothesline.
Oh. I put her on the floor. His foot slips.
Todd falls forward.
Ooh, the retractable clothesline retracts, whipping wildly.
The soap dish. Todd's hand tries to grab anything to hold him. His hand slips, knocking over a bottle of shampoo.
Ooh, Todd's neck. The thin clothesline coils around his neck. The plastic anchor wraps beneath the cord, essentially creating a noose.
Puddle on the floor. He slips again. Idiot.
Jeez. You stupid. Todd falls against the back of the wall of the shower stall. Pulled by the retracting wire, he kicks with his feet, desperately trying to gain a footing.
Todd quickly reflected in the chrome. The dark shadow approaches.
Todd's feet slip into slick shampoo and water.
Todd's eyes flare. Blood vessels burst. He groans, attempting to call out.
Jeez. Woo. The bathroom door is closed.
Todd's parents remain asleep. Off screen, a faint muffle can be heard.
Oof. Todd's neck. His hands tear at his flesh. Oof. Desperately trying to pull the cord from his neck.
Todd's eyes dart desperately towards the counter.
On the counter, a pair of nose hair scissors. Oh, no, 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 no.
Todd, choking, gasping, face turning purple, reaches for the counter.
Let's see, chalking. Stop chalking, Todd.
Oh, Todd, come on.
Todd's hand enters frame. The scissors sadistically just out of reach.
Todd's face falls in the frame, suspended by the cord, propped against the back wall of the shower stall. His bluish-purple tongue grotesquely juts from his mouth.
Ooh, they are very vivid with this. Ooh. Death. All 4 edges of the frame appear to collapse as if by the weight of darkness, until forming a mythic center. Then, from within the center appears Todd's face. Although the expression is serene, the pallor is grayish until, suddenly, shockingly, Todd's face decays as if 10 years of rot, and the grave is compressed into 72 frames. What the hell are they? Are they talking about the actual film?
I have no idea. Todd, the
Why?
magician.
His feet kick upon the slippery basin. After a beat, they stop.
Todd, as his body settles, dies. Camera pulls away, fully revealing his lifeless form. Once behind the toilet tank, camera cranes down to the floor. The water eerily retreats from the floor, slipping back towards the base of the toilet, like a murderer slips out of the night.
Oof.
Oof.
That's the first big death in this film.
That was a very long way to say he choked to death.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oof.
Siren lights whirl and flash into camera. Camera cranes down, adjusting to reveal a paramedics vehicle. Sullivan County. NY Sheriff's patrol car and unmarked sedan. Camera continues moving until revealing Alex Browning racing down the sidewalk. He runs into a close-up, sweating, out of breath, expression horrified as he takes in the scene before him.
Special agents Shrek and Ween stand in the front yard. Shrek subtly directs Ween's attention towards
Well, these are great names. I love them. Alex, Special Agent's POV. The boy frantically moves to the paramedic. What happened?
what
Is Todd all right?
Shrek and Ween. Hearing this, they turn towards each other with an expression suggesting a deepening suspicion.
Alex sees the officers, assuming they're sympathetic to his concern. He starts toward them until
Alex!
clears off screen. Alex stops, looks around. Behind a tree, in the shadows of the adjacent house, stands Clear Rivers.
Get out of here!
Camera pushes into Alex, stunned. But before he could ask any further questions, a metallic clanking draws his attention back toward the house. Ooh.
A covered gurney is rolled out of the front door by paramedics and an official with a jacket marked coroner. Behind the body follows Todd's father. He pauses in the doorway as he spots Alex in the front yard.
Alex is pale, nauseous. His eyes follow his friend's dead body as it's rolled toward the paramedic's vehicle. Todd's father approaches Alex. The agents stand nearby.
What happened?
Mr. Wagner glares at Alex accusingly.
Didn't you see it?
Ooh, I synced it. I didn't sync it. Alex is stung. Guilty. He averts his eyes. Okay, hold on. La La Land is playing right now. That is the worst thing to play right now. Alex is stung. Guilty. He averts his eyes. Shrek and Ween note this reaction.
Couldn't you predict it? Couldn't you read his mind?
Alex remains silent, hurt.
Mr. Wagner.
You caused Todd so much guilt over George staying on that plane that he took his own life.
Alex is stunned, defensive.
He wouldn't do it.
Mr. Wagner turns towards the paramedics van as if there's the proof.
He told me we would be friends again after you got better. After you got over George. Why would he make plans for the future if he were planning on killing himself?
All my wife and I will ever know is we wouldn't have lost our youngest son if you'd told our oldest to get off the plane.
Alex is rocked as if having taken a punch to the face. Mr. Wagner begins to walk toward the paramedics' vehicles. The paramedics' vehicle. Paramedics. Alex eyes the FBI agents who, after studying for a beat, turn and move toward their vehicle. The gathered spectators begin whispering to one another, clearly about Alex, causing him to search for what appears to be his only ally, Clear Rivers.
Clear's gone.
Everyone has moved away from Alex, leaving him very alone. Alex's eyes remained locked on the paramedic's vehicle. As the paramedic's vehicle. As the ambulance doors close on the body of his best friend.
On trees, a soft summer breeze passes through the leaves on a tree. A yellow leaf drops from the branch and flutters to the ground.
Oh.
Camera follows until it falls upon a cracked sidewalk. A pair of worn Nikes enter the frame. Just as the leaf drops before them, the feet and camera hold until craning up to reveal Alex, staring at the leaf with an expression reminiscent of the torn paper's message about Todd.
Almost autumn.
Alex looks off towards a small unkempt house, nestled at the edge of the woods. In the open garage stands Clear Rivers amongst cluttered artwork, supplies, and tools. Her t-shirt sleeves have been cut off and neckline cut low. Her jeans have a revealing hole at the spot which once was a back pocket. She wears heavy black work shoes. A dog rests nearby on the floor.
Whore! Sorry. She's actually sexy, guys.
But yeah.
It's only the end of June. How the fuck? What? This makes no sense.
Yeah, but everything's always in transition. If you focus, even now, 1 week into summer, you can feel autumn coming. Almost like being able to see the future.
Alex reads her intention loud and clear. She returns to her artwork. The dog growls softly as Alex approaches the garage.
Entering the garage, Alex gets a closer look at her artwork. Its abstract sculpture and canvas work are pretty bad at that.
Know what that is?
She gestures to him to approach her. He tenses, awkward, but moves closer. Clear lifts a plastic cover off the canvas. Beneath is a mess of green and brown and orange, teen angst poorly communicated.
Oh my
Glued
god.
to the center is a twist piece of metal.
Wow, this is definitely 2000s. Like, you're mad about something?
She sighs, thanks a lot, then proud, but not enough to make her appear foolish over her bad artwork, indicates the metal.
A piece of debris from the plane. I went to the shore off the crash site and washed up on the beach.
I think therapy would have sufficed.
Yes.
You
What is she doing?
you went there? I wanted to go there, but I thought it was off limits. Would you want to
It
go?
is, but that didn't stop me. Shouldn't stop you. Ooh.
Alex gently touches the piece of the plane, almost expecting to feel something more than cold metal. He looks at Clear
Why were you there last night?
while she cleans brushes with a can of turpentine.
Look, I've seen enough TV to know the FBI doesn't investigate teen suicides. Yeah, we just get off TV. But there were more there last night. But they were there last night. That means one, they still don't have a clue what caused the crash. Two, they haven't ruled out anything. And the fact that 7 people got off the plane is probably weird enough. Not to mention, one of those people that had a vision or whatever of it exploding minutes before it did explode is highly suspicious. It doesn't help that the visionary's friend just committed suicide.
Alex eyes her for a long beat. She turns away from him, returning the can of turpentine to the shelf. Oof.
Why were you there last night?
Clear turns to Alex. The two couldn't appear more different. She moves to a sculpture, an ugly black and green globular sculpture with a white dot in the center.
Jesus, they're just shitting on her art.
Yeah.
Fuck. Know what this is? Alex.
Alex cocks his eyebrow, probably thinking a mess, but tact shakes his head no.
It's you.
Girl, what?
Jesus.
Remaining dry and stone faced, Alex tenses, uncomfortable.
Not a likeness. It's how you make me feel, Alex.
I'm really sorry.
Like you, the sculpture doesn't even know what or why it is. Reluctant to take from, reluctant to take form. Okay, that makes sense. And yet creating an absolute but incomprehensible attraction.
Uncertain and yet unmoved, Alex listens.
Before that day, you were just another suburban nothing that would never have anything to do with my life. And I'm sure you thought I was some Marilyn Manson body pierced freak or whatever. But at that moment, on the plane, I felt what you felt. I didn't know where all those emotions were coming from until you started freaking out.
Alex sighs, embarrassed.
I didn't see what you saw, but I felt it. Okay, I'm not into all that X-Files bullshit, but it was a psychic connection. Why to me, and why to you?
Jarred, he eyes her, frightened.
And you could still feel it, can't you? Something from that day is still with you. I know, because I could still feel you. Ooh.
Alex is increasingly uncomfortable with the subject, but eased by Clear's apparent somewhat understanding. lowering his tone.
That's why I was there last night.
I've never dealt with death before. I wasn't alive when my grandparents died. I wish I could know. I mean, all this could just be in our heads. Now it feels like it's everywhere.
All at once. It?
What if Todd is just the first of us?
What if he's the last of us? I'm sorry. There's easy setups. Easy setups. The idea sends a shot of apprehension through Clear. Is that something you're feeling?
I don't know. I wish I could just see him one more time. Then maybe I would know.
Then let's go see him.
Girl, what? What is wrong with this girl?
He is insane.
Alex reacts, shocked, and yet her impulsiveness is exciting.
He is horny.
Clear has problems.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think we're coming up on a scene
Ooh.
very soon. So yeah, let's just go through it.
You read a lot of dialogue. I will read this part.
Okay.
Camera is low, moving across the paisley carpet. Dim light, spilling through the stained glass windows, falls upon the creepy decor, appearing as if designed by a morose Laura Ashley. This is such a big run-on sentence, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Floor model coffins and urns. Camera continues, tilting up to the ceiling, revealing a stained glass skylight. Outside, on the roof, two silhouettes appear. The skylight hinges crack open. Clear leads the way, lifting the frame, then dropping it through the skylight window. Alex is not as smooth as his Socius Priminus. Using his knee to slow his descent, he hangs from the sill for a moment before dropping to the carpet. Camera moves with Alex and Clear through the unsettling reception area. Plastic flowers, gold candelabra, plaster cherubs, and angels. A bronze plaque identifies Mount Abraham Funeral Home, The Journey's End, William Bloodworth, in intermediary.
Gives me a rush.
This place?
Doing something I'm not supposed to. Oh, she is horny. What is this character?
It's actually sexy. With a hot, mischievous smile, Clear proceeds towards the hallway. Alex anxiously sighs, then follows. I love how awful that line was.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually sexy.
An elevator with a collapsible metal door lowers into frame, pushing the door aside. Alex and Clear proceed into the hallway, with the with lined with more green tile, stainless steel, gurneys, and porcelain equipment, holding yellow surgical tubbing and thick foot-long needles sit in the corridor. A faint light spills from beneath the doorway. Clear reaches out to the knob, but Alex quickly grabs her hand. From a cart behind him, he pulls a latex glove out of the box and snaps it on.
Good call. Very Quincy.
Alex tries the doorknob, locked. He looks at her, defeated. Quickly points to some mortician's tools on the cart. From it, Alex produces a thin 6-inch needle. He inserted the tool in the lock and jimmies the doorknob. Okay, well, that is the scene I'm showing.
Should we pause until you have it up? Or
I got it up.
okay.
Let's just continue to read while we...
Gotcha. A lone desk lamp shines. Across the room, laying on a porcelain table, fluid draining tubes attached, lies Todd. A sheet is pulled up to his shoulders. He carries the macabre appearance of a corpse having been made up by a mortician. Hair combed and sprayed, skin toned to orange, blush too rogue, and lips too red. As Alex and Clear approach,
That him?
I I think, but why'd they make him up like Michael Jackson?
Yeah, that's him, but he's not here. Oh, that's a different than... Whoa! Suddenly Todd jerks, his hand lifting 4 inches.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! He's not dead!
Ah, fuck you, fucking asshole. You think this is funny, you fucking dick, Todd? If you're not dead, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Alright, none of this is actually in the scene.
Please don't yell.
Both are jolted again with shock, turning toward the voice. Mr. Bloodworth.
Camera pushes, low angle, into William Bloodworth, an African American man, early 50s, dressed in dark suit and tie.
Awake the dead.
He flashes a dry mortician smile, pleased by his wan pun. Alex and Clear haven't recovered from the corpse's actions to calmly address Bloodworth.
Chemicals in the vascular flush create cardiovascular spasm.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm watching the scene, so it's like skipping ahead. 53. As the startled the situation settles, it dawns on Alex they have been busted. He nervously offers an explanation. Got it?
Wait, where are we? Where is that?
Page 53.
Page 53.
Mm-hmm.
And
Down
wait,
a
which
little bit. We're on Alex. I'm a friend of his.
Okay. I'm a friend of his best friend. See? His father.
I know who you are. Mortician eyes Alex, understanding. Alex senses this and eases. Clear moves toward Todd's body, examining the neck area.
They said he hung himself, but there's no marks.
Create it. Okay, none of this is in the film. I crafted a reconstruction of the Legend of Prominence region. Well, fuck it. Fuck off. Saying a bunch of fucking shit. No, they do not know what any of this means.
Own.
Claire moves in for a closer look and then calls Alex over to the body. After a beat of reluctance, Alex looks at Todd's neck.
What are all those tiny marks?
The wounds have been filled with wax and covered by grease paint. This proximity, however, is apparent tiny cuts line the area above and below the large cut made by the wire.
Cuticle lacerations.
Why would he pull at the wire if he were committing suicide?
Why would they say it was a suicide if it wasn't?
Because of the supernatural message he received, Alex is reluctant to answer. He eyes Mr. Bloodworth, who, with a weird half smile, eyes Alex as if aware of the reason behind his hesitation.
His father's pretty fucked up with denial. Maybe he couldn't deal with the thought of another accident, taking another son.
In depth. Camera inches toward the mortician. In this environment, lit with Fritz Lang shadows, Bloodworth's tone, appearance. Second. He could easily be mistaken for the personification of subject.
There are
There are
no.
no.
Yeah, you continue.
There are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes.
You saying Todd did kill himself?
Bloodworth moves to Todd on the draining table, disconnecting the tubes, connecting the body, the embalming chemicals. What the fuck? Hold on. What the hell? This is
What?
completely different than the script. His whole monologue is completely different than the script.
Is it like better?
Yeah. We can probably skip ahead.
Sure.
Like, if life is like a box of chocolates, why is he quoting Forrest Gump?
Wait, where's that?
55. I'm just scrolling down.
Life's like a box of chocolates. Death is like the big Milton Bradley game of mousetrap.
God. Holy shit. There's a lot.
It's a
All right.
long end.
We're gonna go to page 56.
Okay. The bottom of 56 or the top?
Top.
Top, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to
Talk about
read
talk about design. 1 second. Talk about if you figure out design, you could cheat death.
it?
Okay, now it is. Hey, you can go ahead.
You already did that by walking off the plane. Now you got it out. Now you got it out when
Well,
now you
I,
got it out when and
Jesus.
how it'll come back at you.
I think he said.
You got
I
it
think he
out.
meant to put find or figure.
Oh yeah, probably. Play your hunch, Alex, if you think you can get away from it. But beware, the risk of cheating the plan, disrespecting the design, could initiate a horrifying fury that would terrorize even the Grim Reaper. And you don't want to fuck with that, Mac Daddy.
Nice.
What? Does he say that in the actual movie?
Yeah.
You don't want to fuck with that, Mac Daddy.
Even a Grim Reaper. And you even want to fuck with that Mac Daddy. God. His eyes are locked on Bloodworth's chilling, pleasant smile. Mortician yanks the tube, revealing a foot-long needle removed from Todd's spinal column.
Ugh.
The horrific nature of death is vividly demonstrated to Alex. Sorry we
I'm
broke in.
broken.
No harm, no foul.
Alex grabs her arm, darting towards the door.
You didn't even find what we were looking for.
Alex looks at Bloodworth. Yeah, we did.
Bloodworth. Karen pushes the mortician. Please, the message has been received. See you soon. Ooh.
Ooh.
That is a great scene. And infinitely, what's the word? Got the word. Damn. What why am I blanking on this word? Make this scene better. Well, I don't know why I'm blanking on the word. Anyway, yes. Ugh.
All right. Main Street Day. Braking loudly, startlingly, a public bus pulls into camera and stops. The doors hiss open.
Mortician was whacked.
Camera adjusts as Alex and Clear step off the bus onto the street.
He's tripping on formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde. Clear
Formaldehyde.
starts up the street, but Alex grabs her arm and steps back, assuring the bus moves off safely. He nods, it's safe to go. Throughout the following, his eyes are searching for anything potentially deadly.
He said death has a design. Even before he said that, I haven't seen patterns.
As in flannels and plaids.
Also, I just want to say they foreshadowed one of them. One of the deaths. Up ahead, scaffolds rise before the building being restored. ReScribd hammering. Construction work pound from above. In the foreground, tools and metal spikes after a thumbs up gesture, and the rope is pulled up out of the frame.
How many died on Flight 180 from our group?
39.
Remember the gate number?
Clear takes a moment to consider. Alex steers them well around the scaffolds, eyes skyward during the move. No.
39.
This is a creepy fact. Even though, past the construction, Alex checks over his shoulder to ensure they are out of harm's way.
Remember the departure time?
Like 425?
Reaching an intersection, Alex pushes the pedestrian traffic light button, then steps well away from the curb.
The halting red hand is lit.
Do you know when I was born?
Their sighs, growing impatient with Alex. 425.
Right, April 25th.
Wait, I thought you meant the time of your birth. 425. As in the month, day? That's a reach.
Pedestrian traffic signal. The halting red hand turns to a little white walking man.
In the intersection, Clear takes a step off the sidewalk and onto the street. Alex tugs her back, looking both ways while outraged by her challenge.
My birthday
Ma-
is the same as the time I was meant to die. That's a reach?
Vroom! A car indeed makes a right, tearing through the intersection. Once past, Alex takes Clear by the arm and hustles them across the street.
You're sounding like those people who, Oswald shot Kennedy from a warehouse and hid in the theater, and Booth shot Lincoln in the theater and hid in a warehouse.
Camera holds revealing unmarked sedan parked across and down from Starbucks with outdoor seating. Shrek and Ween sit in the car, eyes coolly locked on Alex and Clear.
Billy Hitchcock rides towards the Starbucks on his bicycle. Oh god.
Sitting outside, Alex hunches over the table, increasingly anxious. Clear listens, expression skeptical.
I'm not just laying down a bunch of math here with this. I'm talking about indications, omens. That day, we were meant to die. That, if we have been aware of, would have been saved everyone on the plane.
It's total bullshit. You could find death omens anywhere you want to.
She picks up her paper coffee cup.
Hey, look! Coffee starts with a C and ends with an E. So does the word choke. We're going to choke to death. Oh no! Starbuck is a whaler. We're going to be harpooned.
Alex angrily glares at Clear. Clear drops her tone.
You'll go nuts if you start with that shit.
Miss Luton appears from around the corner. She starts towards the entrance but pauses, tensing when she sees Alex. He cautiously flashes a greeting smile. The teacher, however, averts her eyes and continues into the coffee shop. Alex sighs guiltily. Clear sympathizes with both of them.
She's leaving the school, moving away.
Alex studies her, appealing to her. Clear, how do we know that just by sitting here, breathing this air, or sipping this coffee, having crossed the street? We haven't started in started in motion the events that will lead to our death. 50 years from now, 10 years, tomorrow. You don't unless you're able to open yourself to the signs I'm willing to show you. He leans forward, removing a piece of paper from his pocket.
Alex's hand slides across the table. Opening his hand reveals a piece of paper reading Todd. Clear's hand enters frame to take the paper. Camera follows as she raises it, her expression obviously puzzled. She eyes Alex for explanation. Camera cranes down quickly to the empty paper cups on the table. A slight approaching breeze knocks him over. The wind.
Down the street heading west, a somewhat cherry 70s muscle car speeds in the direction of the Starbucks. Carter Horton is driving. Terry Cheney rides shotgun. Carter looks out the window.
She holds the paper as Alex apparently explains the story.
Carter scowls. His anger rises as he slows, staring at the perceived reasons for his problems.
Alex clear her eyes turn from the paper to Alex, concerned about him. I don't understand. Did you see Todd die? Did it happen again like the plane?
Why
What
is
the
it
fuck?
like
I did see it all the way on the side.
no,
Why
but
is
it
it?
might as well be the same thing. This was a message from someone or something hinting at the design.
Alex, on a plane, you must have experienced some kind of hyper awareness. But here, you're suggesting Todd's death, maybe your own, will happen because of an active presence?
Alex nods, feeling she's understanding. The mortician said, death has a design. Now, if you, me, Todd, Carter, Terry, Billy, Miss Luton messed up that design because, for whatever reason, I was able to see death's plan, then we cheated it. But what if it was our time? What if we were not meant to get off that plane? What if it is still our time? If it is still not finished with us? Will we all still die now, not later?
Troubled, deeply concerned. Clear studies Alex.
Sorry. Excuse
It's
me.
alright. You're alright.
Unless we find the pattern and cheat it again.
Clear sets the paper down, looking sadly at Alex. Sadly at Alex. Why do I keep saying sadly? Sadly at Alex.
Adelie.
So hearing you just now, I do believe
Alex leans back and sighs, relieved.
that Todd killed himself.
Alex,
Woo!
hurt and angry. Then there's no one left who can help me.
Carter's car. His eyes having never left Alex, Carter suddenly cranks the wheel hard to the left to make a tight U-turn.
Billy Hitchcock rides his bike. He reacts, startled by
Carter's car barreling down towards him. The car cuts in front of the bicycle to complete the U-turn.
wider. Billy swerves to the left, directly in front of the oncoming car. The car swerves
Jesus.
right, as does Billy, avoiding a certain fatal collision for the cyclist. The oncoming car honks. Carter's car pulls up to the curb, oblivious to the accident he almost caused. Carter gets out, strutting towards the tables outside of the coffee shop. Inside the car, Terry sighs.
Baby, come on. Not now.
But her boyfriend continues. She gets out and hustles after him.
Alex and Clear, their attention drawn by the commotion. Clear and Alex watch Carter Horton approach them, followed by Terry, who stops, irked, near the curb at the crosswalk.
Carter.
At that moment, Miss Luton exits the espresso drink with an espresso drink. Since in trouble, she has no energy or desire to involve herself.
kind of a kind of have a reunion here.
Let it go.
Carter steps before Miss Luton, blocking her exit.
When are you moving?
A couple of weeks.
She can't wait to leave. While trying to walk around Carter, we're losing our favorite teacher.
Look, there's something you should all know.
Alex.
Carter eyes Alex, continuing the taunt. He raises the volume of his words to drown out Alex's words and incite the conflict. This will be hard to believe.
Lived here her whole life.
Miss Luton's eyes flash to Alex, afraid of him. Listen to me. We may all
Now
be
she
in.
has to move, all because of Browning.
Shut up, both of you.
The two boys stopped their heated exchange.
They died.
You want to go?
Sure. They died. We lived. Get over it. I won't let that plane crash be the most important thing in my life. I'm moving on, Carter. And if you're gonna waste your life beating the shit out of Alex every time you see him, then you can just drop fucking dead.
Yeah, this is what I remember.
God.
Head and shoulders remaining angrily
no.
in Carter's direction, Terry takes a blind step off the curb into the crosswalk. Without a cut, a bus suddenly speeds into frame and thud, plows directly right into her. Yeah, that's what I remember. It was so funny.
Oh my god. Alex, Clear, Carter, and Miss Luton are splattered with blood before they can even recoil.
Alka Seltzer fizzles in the glass while off screen a phone rings.
Alex has crashed watching CNN. It's a tense recline. Red circles rim the lids of his eyes. He sips from the glass to settle his stomach. Ken appears from the kitchen. Hand over the receiver.
It's that girl. Clear.
No response from Alex. Ken sighs, then into the phone.
He's in the shower, Clear. Can I have him get back at you? Sure. Bye.
That's definitely
What
how
she
he
said.
said it.
Yes, I wish he did.
Ken returns to the living room, concerned about his son. Alex averts his eyes, stressed and ashamed. Ken sits nearby.
She's concerned about you. I'm concerned about you.
Alex turns his eyes to the glass.
Why don't you want to talk to her? Or me?
Dad, you and Mom have helped me out so much, but there's some things I need to understand before I can talk to anyone about it.
The father respects this young man's wishes. Ken nods. Fair enough. In the silent moment, off screen, from the television,
The
the
National
national.
the Safety Board has a new theory tonight on the possible cause of Euro Air Flight 180.
Alex quickly grabs the remote and turns up the volume.
Computer graph the illustration of the area
uh,
of the lower fuselage.
uh, I'm looking at the way they spell television.
Wait.
Right above that line.
Television. Wait, what's wrong with it?
The I. It's an E.
Oh my god. Oh, that one. Oh my god, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Oh.
Yo, that's funny.
Deterioration of silicon insulation over the electrical connector to the blah 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 blah. There's a lot of blah. Deterioration of silicon insulation over the electrical connector to the scavenger pump may have leaked combustible fluids.
Gas. Alex and Ken. Alex remains riveted to the screen.
A spark and a fuel switch.
He spelled
Oh, they spelled.
television.
Yeah,
The graphic zooms into the area in the rear right side, nearly above Todd's seat.
that's Todd's seat.
Alex. Camera pushes in as he listens.
May have ignited the fuel line and proceeded to the fuel pump.
The high-tech computer images trace the paths of the explosion through the plane. A red line representing the fuel line zigs through the body of the plane, making a sharp turn towards the fuel pump, which explodes. Jagged lines show the direction of the explosion, moving backwards towards the rear of the plane.
The 747 schematic drawn in Alex's hand, and hundreds of steps down from CNN computer image, yet accurate as Alex's finger traces the path away from the seats marked me and clear. The path starts over Todd, then moves to Terry. The line moves forward away from Carter toward the fuel pump. The corresponding jagged picture, the explosion back is reminiscent of the hand of death, seen earlier in the lightning. Is a graphic demonstration of arbitrary nature of death.
Alex is amped, intensely more frightened as he believes.
The path of explosion, that's death's design.
It instantly, frightfully occurs to him. He now knows who will be next.
Alex's finger quickly moved along the fuel line after Terry, the seat intersecting the path of the fuel line. The full line over the fuel pump is marked Miss Luton.
Miss Valerie Luton enters frame, on the phone, wearing a t-shirt and sweats.
Some nights I'm woken up by the sound of my own voice. Inside my head going, now you know the whole French thing. Get on the plane.
Moving boxes are stacked in the living room, organized disarray of relocating. The house is old, been in the family forever. Dust marks the walls where framed photos and artwork were once displayed.
Everything here reminds me of sending Mr. Mornu back on a plane. Right. I'm hoping a change will help. I lived here my whole life. Wherever I looked, all great memories. You know, but now all I can see is Mr. Marnu. Those kids. Just looking at my own front yard makes me feel nothing but nothing but fear.
Nothing. She peeks out the front curtains and looks sadly upon her front yard. Her expression alters, alarmed.
The
Oh
front
God.
yard, the figure is Alex Browning.
Miss Luton steps away from the curtains.
Laura, I gotta call you back.
She immediately hangs up and speed dials.
This is Valerie Luton. I need Agent Shrek. Agent Shrek.
Alex has moved closer to her house, remaining in the shadows. He checks for any passerbys, being sure there are none, and he creeps towards Miss Luton's car. He visually inspects the exterior as he kicks the tires. An unmarked sedan screeches up, doors open. Startled, Alex turns to find Special Agent Shrek and Ween standing in the street, backlit in the strong headlights of their car.
What are you doing? What are you doing in my swamp?
Alex is nervous but determined she tells the truth, checking the air in her tires to make sure they're safe.
Special Agent Shrek and whine after a beat of incredulity. Get in
Get
the
in.
car. Get in the
Donkey.
car.
Donkey.
Don't get in the car.
Valerie Lewis is watching, peeking out of her front curtains. Off screen, car doors close. The vehicle roars off. She releases the curtains and moves back, feeling somewhat better, but still rattled. Then, the curtains billow as if blown by a breeze.
The wind.
Luton appears puzzled as she moves the curtains aside to find the windows closed, as camera pushes in on her, tensing and uneasy.
In the interrogation room, Alex sits behind a table in the cinder block room, painted police station green. Sitting across from him, the good top with a good cop tone, is Agent Ween, while Shrek stands with a hard ass posture. Ooh.
I believe that Miss Luton's next.
Next.
Yes. See, there's this pattern that's occurring.
Oh, you've noticed it too?
Miss Luton moves towards the closet door, opens it, and clicks on an overhead light. Kneeling down, she tugs at a heavy box and opens it to check the contents. Her expression warms, as if recalling a far off memory.
Oh, Mom's favorite.
She slides a vinyl record out of the sleeve and moves the turntable on a shelf thick with dust.
Valerie places the record. Wait. Oh, yeah, I'll read it. Valerie
Oh,
replaces the record on the stereo and sets the needle on the album. Camera sweeps in close to the turntable. Although spinning round and around, the bold letters of the center label can be read. John Denver, the opening acoustic guitar of Rocky Mountain High, has never sounded so eerie.
he was born in the summer of his 27th year.
Pleased by the feeling of a pleasant memory, Luton moves off.
Shrek moves closer to Alex.
Where did you get this pattern from? You have another vision? Maybe you saw it in some TV static.
Alex is insulted by the condescending tone. I didn't ask for what happened to me on the plane. You can make fun of me, you can think I'm a nut. I'm used to it. I saved 6 lives, but the entire school acts like I'm a freak. Fine.
Alex takes a nervous breath.
I'm not suffering from post-traumatic stress. I have developed a narcissistic deity complex. I'm not going Dahmer. This just is there's a pattern in this place. There's a pattern in place for you and you. There's a design for everybody.
The agents study Alex.
And I'm not sure yet, but I intend to break this one.
A set of cutlery knives held in a wooden block sits atop the kitchen counter.
Hmm.
Do I remember this one? I don't think I do.
I don't. I
In
do
the
not. I don't.
in the background, Valerie removes the chrome teapot from the stove and moves it to the sink. John Denver continues in the next room. Ms. Luton turns on the faucet, pours water into the kettle. Some water spills on the side of the kettle as she wipes the pot with a blue checked hand towel. A dark shadow appears to cross behind her. Luton turns. Camera follows, circling as she looks about the room, only to find she is alone. Unsettled, she absently tosses the towel on the counter, the edge which catches a knife blade held by the cutlery block.
stove. Miss Luton turns on the gas, adjusts it, however, the flames blow out. She pauses, nerves on the edge. Her eyes cautiously move about the room and find nothing. She grabs a pack of nearby matches and strikes one.
He left yesterday behind him. You might say he's born again.
Camera pushes into the burner as flames reignite and fill the frame.
Wine sits across from Alex, sympathetic but professional.
Alex, you got our attention. Oh, you got our attention at first because you were under the suspicion of the plane explosion.
Alex tenses, but Wine shakes. What Ween shakes his head.
I know you didn't blow up the plane.
Alex sighs, sneezes.
I don't believe you have magical powers. No one has any control over their life and death unless that person is taking lives and causing death.
Ween leans forward to Alex.
Alex, can you promise me that no one else will die?
No, I can't. As long as I'm in here, it's out of my control.
The agents are taken aback by his answer, unnerved by his sincerity. Ween sighs and looks to his partner, who sighs, frustrated, and turns away.
Alright, go on. Get out of here.
Alex stands and, with no urgency, moves off. He exits the room.
Kid gives me the creeps.
We got nothing to hold him.
I didn't mean that. There's a couple of times there. I almost believed them.
Ween considers, yet remains skeptical.
You know,
Sometimes you
Hey, Donkey, sometimes you give me the creeps.
donkey.
Oh, wait, that's Ween. Sorry. I thought Shrek said that.
Wayne, teapot.
Wine, Ween. Teapot whistles.
When he
When he
first came
first came to the mountains, his life was far away. Far
up
away.
overhead, 2 tea bags are dropped inside, then the steaming hot water.
Ooh, Miss Luton picks up the cup, raising it towards her lips. She pauses, expression turning tragic. On a reflex, she spins towards the sink and throws the hot contents into the drain. She sits the mug down.
Coffee mug enters the frame, displaying the logo of the Mount Abraham Fighting Colonial.
Miss Luton, trembling, she takes a deep breath, getting a hold of herself.
You gotta stop this. Stop this. It's just a stupid mug. You're out of here. Pretty soon, you'll be gone.
She will. Opening the refrigerator freezer, she grabs some ice and a bottle of pure Polish vodka. The delivery turns back towards the same mug.
Gonna have a little party.
Ooh.
The ice cubes plunk. The cold alcohol pours into the hot mug. Camera pushes into the mug as it slightly cracks, vodka dripping out of the base. Luton's hand picks up the mug, oblivious to the crack. She moves off towards the living room, leaving a trail of alcohol. Oh god.
Oof. Alex exits the police station, walking. He checks over his shoulder to see if he is being watched and increases his pace, his legs whipping across frame.
Valerie Luton tears off a piece of plastic bubble wrap. She stands over her desk, placed against the wall. On the desk is her desktop computer monitor.
It's a Colorado Rocky Mountain High.
She pauses to swig from her cup of vodka.
Extremely close. The coffee mug, alcohol drips from her mug.
Computer monitor vent. Fluid drips inside the circuitry. Oh no.
Ooh, Miss Luton sets the mug out of the way on the back edge of her desk.
The remaining vodka oozes from the crack, pools, then drips off the edge of the desk.
I've seen it raining fire from the sky.
Camera cranes down to reveal the monitor cable inserted into the electrical wall socket. The vodka drip, drips past frame. Then Luton's hand enters and pulls the monitor plug, creating a tiny spark at the connection.
On the floor, the alcohol ignites.
Miss Luton, her back is to the desk while pouring styrofoam peanuts into a box. In the background, flames nearly unnaturally leap up the wall and towards the computer monitor.
Mm-hmm. Through the vents, the interior catches fire, causing an electrical pop.
Miss Luton turns, holding her sheet of bubble wrap, shocked by the flames.
Oof. Computer monitor on the screen, the reflection of the approaching shadow passes before the monitor explodes.
Miss Luton, a large jagged shard of the monitor flies into her throat. Blood squirts from her
Oof.
neck into the bubble wrap. Her stunned expression is sickeningly numb from shock.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Oh.
She reaches up to reflexively pull the glass from her throat, creating a flood of spurting blood. She drops the glass and quickly stumbles towards the kitchen, blindingly banging the turntables as she passes. The needle skips, bumps, and settles, unmercifully at the start of Rocky Mountain High. God.
The neighborhood. Alex walks quickly up the street. Smoke wafts before him. He turns to see a man burning leaves in the backyard. The breeze intensifies, lifting the burning debris. The smoke swirls around him. Camera pushes into Alex's senses. The presence. Is that where we're going on it? The presence. He looks ahead.
Alex's POV. 24 leaves mystically float past him, each on fire. God.
Alex senses the taunting message and breaks into a full sprint, passing through many of the burning leaves that break up into the bright orange cinders against the black sky. That looks beautiful. That sounds like it's beautiful.
Does. The flames reach the coffee mug, igniting the trickling stream, leading to and away from the crack of the cup.
On the floor, flames ride the small trickle of vodka back toward the kitchen.
Valerie Luton races in, desperately pressing her hand to her throat, and she gurgles and chokes on the blood from the wound. She leans over the now red sink. She turns pale from the blood loss.
The stove, the flaming stream shoots up, the stove lighting the burners.
Behind her, the stove erupts in flames. They jump, leap like a tiger, landing on her shoulders and hair, which catch on fire.
Oof, 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 oof.
This poor woman.
Alex approaches the front of the house. From here, nothing appears to be wrong. As he catches his breath, sweating, visually examining the house from the inside, a hoarse Maccabee scream. Camera pushes in on Alex, stunned, before he races off toward the house.
Miss Luton drops into frame on her kitchen floor, hair and sweatshirt aflame. She desperately rolls on the floor and manages to extinguish the flames. On her back on the floor, she is badly burned. Her open neck wound continues to bleed. Blood pools on the floor. In shock and moving on pure survival instinct, she reaches up. How is she
Ooh.
still alive?
The hand towel, the lower third of the towel, dangles over the edge of the countertop. Her
Oh
hand
no.
grabs it and pulls.
Countertop, the draped edge of the towel pulls over the cutlery block. The knives spill out, entangled with the towel.
Oof, oof, oof. Miss Lewin!
Alex rushes across the threshold as Miss Luton pulls the knives over the counter.
Miss Lewin, a half dozen knives from small but sharp cutting blades to large butcher blades cascade into her body.
They say that he got crazy once and he tried to touch the sun.
Oh, that's what she did. Her hand trembling, her expression horrified. Luton grabs the handle of the largest blade, trying to pull it out. Alex quickly kneels next to her. She looks at him in shock, her eyes pleading. Alex gathers his courage, places his hand on the handle of the largest blade. As he is about to remove it, stove.
Stove, a gas line erupts, creating a small explosion.
Countertop, the cutlery block is knocked off from the counter.
The block lands directly on the butcher's knife handle, driving the blade further into Miss Luton's body.
Oof. The shadow descends. The frame collapses until her face, eerily peaceful, but lifeless gray. horrifically decays, flesh rotting, worms feeding on the muscle until only a skull remains. Jesus! Very vivid.
Death arrives, her eyes are only macabrely. Why did I keep saying that word? What is that?
I think
Focused
they
above.
learned a new word and they just wanted to keep using it.
It's the word of the day.
Like reflexively.
Flexivity.
They keep using those words.
And paramedic.
Paramedic. Alright. Alex, even as blood squirts on him from her open wound, he appears to realize she is seeing the moment of death.
Miss
Miss
Luton!
Luton! The flames leap from the stove to the curtains, which catch fire. Alex grabs the knife and pulls it out. He quickly removes another and another. Yet there is no reaction from the woman.
What is the reasoning for him pulling out the knives? It's,
I don't.
what?
Knowing she is dead, Alex pauses with guilt. He looks at the knife in his hand and realizes how incriminating this could appear. In that moment, another small explosion from the stove brings Alex quickly to his feet. He drops the knife to the floor and races from the house. Should have kept the fucking knife. Now they're gonna find you.
Finger-free knife.
Camera tilts down to the shoe prints left in a pool of blood. Oh, well, he's done.
This guy, oh my god. Alex runs with all his strength away from Valerie Luton's home. Billy Hitchcock is riding his bicycle in Alex's direction. He stops and gets off his bike.
I remember this. Hey, Alex.
Alex appears unaware as he simply runs past Billy, who curiously turns his head to watch Alex race up the street. Off screen, a crackling of fire. Camera moves into Billy as he turns back, reacting with a shock of Miss Luton's house.
I remember this because it's like 4 different angles of it, and it keeps cutting between it.
Oh god.
All right, the house. From inside, an intense explosion propels glass from the windows. Flames engulf the entire house.
Alex, even down the street, he is knocked to his feet by the blast. In the distance, sirens from the approaching police and fire trucks are heard. He stands, looks to the now suspicious Billy, then opts to run off away from the scene, escaping into the dark backyards of the neighborhood. God.
In a garage. Clear River's tense. Her eyes look left, then right.
I don't know where he is. He's not talking to me.
Agent Shrek and Ween stand before Clear in her garage.
Why?
Wow. She studies the men before averting her eyes.
Because I didn't believe him.
The agents study her. Ween. I keep forgetting what we're calling him. Wine. Accepts the explanation. Shrek's eyes take a walk around the artwork in the garage, pausing on a piece of twisted metal from the crash. Claire tenses, however.
If he should contact you, it would be in the best interest of your safety to contact us.
Shrek hands his card. She takes it and nods. Shrek pauses, once again eyeing the painting before moving out of the garage and on their way to their car. Camera pushes in on Claire as she looks at the business card.
Camera pushes in on Flight 180 Memorial, lit for a dramatic effect in the night, but only achieving an eeriness. Carter Horton and Billy Hitchcock enter frame, moving towards the monument. Billy is riding his bicycle, wearing a New York Rangers jersey with Hitchcock written across the back of his shoulders. Nearing the shadows, the two boys stop looking at the monument. Carter pulls out.
Pulls out.
Carter put a heavy pocket knife and starts attempting to cut into the stone. Clear Rivers appears from the shadows.
What are you doing?
Terry's name should be on this wall.
Claire is touched by the action.
So, why do you want us to meet you here now?
They're watching me. See if I go to Alex.
Are you?
They'll follow my car. That's why you're taking me.
Why would I want to see him?
Claire eyes the two of them with a memorial standing behind them. because he knows which one of us is next.
As Carter and Billy feel the chill of their inner fears. Cut to
The muscle car roars on the US 17 on ramp. A sign near the road indicates Middletown, 25 miles, New York City, 105 miles.
interior.
What if they
Carter's
just
calm.
came to Jersey?
They should. They'll escape death.
Hmm.
Carter checks the rearview mirror. Claire looks out the front passenger window. She shakes her head as if no one's following us. Billy leans forward from the back seat.
Okay. Try the speed limit, right?
He sits back, out of frame, but quickly darts forward.
And don't pass on the right.
Billy, I'm getting a vision. You're the next one.
Hey, man, why'd you say that?
Because if you say another word, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Ooh. Billy sits back, gesturing. Here ya, got it. Claire pays no attention to their exchange as she stare out into the darkness. Her thoughts a million miles away.
Posted sign indicates accident site. Any debris found should be reported to the NTSB. Camera finds Carter's car pulling up to the stop. Clear opens the passenger door and pauses in the car a while.
You could be anywhere from here to a mile down ashore. You guys drive down here. Start this way, and we'll meet around the middle. It'll take half the time.
Clear closes the door. Carter and Billy drive off as she looks to the beach.
Camera facing the ocean. Moves along the shore, revealing a lone image sitting on the beach, looking to the Atlantic. The waves are small, the waves are small, rhythmic, and eternal metronome. Numb. Alex Browning sits in the sand searching for an answer somewhere in the darkness of the evening sea. Behind him, off screen, approaching in the sand, soft footsteps. He listens, notes them. Yet rather than turn around, he looks up into the sky.
The shoreline lights cast an orange haze on the stars, breaking through infinitely above.
Are they up there?
Clear Rivers approaches, barefoot in the sand. Needn't turn to know who's behind him.
What a fucking script. Somehow, is 180 still in flight? Somewhere. Are they still safe?
Clear hasn't met eyes with Alex, but she sits nearby, looking into the sky.
When I was a kid, like 6 or 7, I used to worry so much about my parents dying, like lying awake at night, just worrying. I loved them so much. I didn't want them to get hurt. What would happen to me? What would life be like? Every night, it seemed.
She looks at the stars. He doesn't eye her either. Most kids do, I guess.
Most kids never have it happen.
Alex hangs his head.
When I was 10, my dad went into 7-Eleven for cigarettes because he heard somebody say, don't turn around, so reflex or thinking his friend was joking. He did. The guy blew his head off. Jeez.
What?
Fucking hell.
She has lived this so many times. She is long beyond crying.
And let me tell you, I've had every reason to worry before because life became shit. I don't blame her. I guess, but my mom couldn't deal with it all. She married this asshole, my mom with my real dad would cross the street to avoid this guy. He really didn't want a kid. So mom didn't want so my mom didn't either, I guess. That was the design for my father and my family. Then fuck death. Fuck it.
And why'd she tell him all this? That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The waves continue to shore. Clear looks
They
up
keep
at the sky.
they keep giving her a monologue. Damn.
I know.
So anyway, I thought that somewhere, Alex, it exists. That place.
He looks at her.
My dad is still safe. He had a full pack of cigarettes and kept driving. A place where me, my dad, and my mom are still together. And I have no idea about this second life here. A place where our friends still in the sky, where everyone gets a second chance. God damn, Clear, shut up!
She looks at him.
But that place might only exist in my heart, and maybe now yours. I haven't experienced too many chances in my life. I haven't seen any. But because of all this, I believe, because of you, I will get a second chance. Because of me, you will. With you in my life, that place, right now, exists in our hearts, will spring out and become a real part of this life.
Alex
Alex
looks
looks.
within
Oh,
her.
sorry.
Soft ocean breeze blows through Clear's hair.
And that is the only way we can beat death, by making something special out of life.
His
Oh,
eyes
God.
well with tears. Only as she looks at Alex does Clear become emotional. They move closer and kiss. The desire for each other to defy the events around them, darkness, the isolation. They
He's
dive
actually
into a
sexy.
feverish kiss,
Oof.
embracing as if the tighter, the safer. She pulls him back down to the beach and lifts his shirt over his head. This is no time for this.
Whoa.
This
What
won't
the
be.
hell? This won't be safe.
Clear looks down the beach, checking for any sign of Billy and Carter.
Where the fuck are they?
That's why she sent them so far away.
Oh. Guys are probably 15 minutes away.
No, I mean, I don't have anything on me. This won't be safe.
Okay. Well, at least he's thinking of that. Nothing is anymore.
Alex looks to Clear, then kisses her with a passion that reflects the defiance of death. He pulls
Okay.
her and falls into her arms. Camera cranes up as the young man and woman make love in the sand, consciously and defiantly oblivious to anything around them, including the stars, possibly Flight 180 up above.
I'm pretty sure this is not in the film. I do not remember this at all.
They don't have sex in the sand.
No. What is this, Moonlight?
Yes.
That was much better.
God.
Carter drives. Billy rides shotgun. Alex and Clear are in back. What the fuck? And they just fucking got in the back like nothing happened. Everyone's anxious, looking for cops.
I can't
I
go
can't
home.
go. Oh, sorry.
After they'll be after me.
We're taking you to a cabin in the woods. It's only a couple miles from my house. Keep it off the highways. They'll be looking for us. See, this is what I remember.
They
Like
just went.
after her death, he just went to the cabin.
Yeah,
He
I
was
mean,
gone for
I
like a while.
why they cut it out. It was totally unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
Carter, however, continually glances into the rearview mirror, checking Alex, finally hot-headed and unable to withhold it in any further.
All right, Browning, you fucking warlock. Did you know about Miss Luton or what?
Why do you think I was hiding?
Billy told the FBI he saw you running away from the house.
They blame me for everything. Her, Todd, the plane crash.
Your shoe prints were in the blood. Fingerprints on the knives.
I already told you.
I'm not talking about if you did it or if you knew she was dead. Did you know she was going to be next? Before she was.
Alex looks like Clear, her expression asking for the same question. Yeah, when she died, at that moment, I could tell she saw something horrible.
The three others turned quiet, considering what it must be. Out of us, who's next to see it?
Alex eyes them, hesitant to respond. Please tell me I'm gonna get to see the Jets win the Super Bowl.
Never. Me, right? That's why you're not saying?
Billy looks out the window. Despondent. Should have
Despacito.
Despacito. Should have felt up Tammy in the pool that time.
Oh, God. What you whining about? You said I'm next.
He didn't say
Mm.
nothing. Just drive.
You have a responsibility to tell me.
Is knowing gonna make it any easier? It makes it harder.
You get off having control over me. Let me choose how to deal with it.
It doesn't matter who's next. We're all on the same list.
The three are silent. Oh, fuck. Really?
Carter's expression becomes frightened, but he cannot have this. He counters with an irrational bravado.
Then why bother? What's the fucking point? Terry and me will be back together on the other side, so why wait any longer?
Carter bears down the wheel, hits the gas. Oh, God.
The muscle car roars past the stop sign.
The interior bounces as the car clears a dip past the intersection. Alex, Clear, and Billy tenses.
Knock it off!
May as well go out under my own free will, right?
Not with us in a fucking car.
The car guns it through another stop sign.
Every passenger hangs on as
Stop
the car bounces from the next dip. Stop
it!
Come on. Hey, come on, man.
What's your
What's your fucking worry?
It's you do, Carter.
Okay. If it's not your time, I could get nailed running this red light and you wouldn't get shit. Only me, right? No! Knock it off!
Red light, a car approaches with the green lighted right of way. Carter's car tears into frame, just missing being T-boned in the intersection as the other car hits the brakes, fishtailing.
I fucking hate it, French class.
Carter, stop it, you fucking maniac.
Get a control of yourself. That's what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing. It's all right to be scared, Carter. You don't have to prove to us how big your balls are. Not now.
I'm not... Sorry. How big your balls are. Nice. I'm not afraid. I decide when it's my time. I control my life. I control my death.
Watch it.
Carter barrels through the intersection as a car makes a left turn at the intersection.
Flying down the road appears to be heading straight towards him.
Ooh. Carter takes his hands off the wheel and raises them in the air like a terrorized child on a roller coaster.
The turning car honks, roaring through the intersection as Carter's car nearly clips the rear end of the turning car. Catter
hooks his elbow on the window, his right arm around the front seat. Driving, no hands. Stop the car.
Let us out.
I am so close to puking. You don't want to know.
You're afraid too, Carter, but we're not going to quit. Maybe you are. You act like you're not, but you are.
Carter eyes clear in the rearview mirror.
So stop what you're doing and stop this car right fucking now.
The back seat, Alex and Carter... In the back seat, Alex and Clear ease, just as railroad crossing arm drops in the frame in the rear window. Woo, wow. Off screen, a clang, clang, clang. A railroad crossing alarm.
Crossing arm drops in the frame before the car. Carter turns and flashes. That's why I stopped. Smile.
Ooh. Move it!
Carter turns off the engine, then sits back into his seat and folds his arms, indicating he has no intention of moving. Oh my god.
Billy, get out!
Scared to death, Billy fumbles with the car door handle from the front door passenger seat. He looks up and to his left.
Locomotive headlight arcs across the trees, approaching.
Can't you open the door?
Easy, Billy, just open it.
Billy collects himself.
Pops open.
The train appears around the blind bend.
Billy opens the door and pours out. Clear and Alex are quickly behind him. Carter remains in the driver's seat.
The train warning whistle blows as Alex, Clear, and Billy hustle away from the car on the same side of the tracks. They quickly turn around, desperate to convince.
Carter, get out!
Don't do it!
It's coming! It's coming!
Arms crossed, Carter remains in the front seat as the interior fills with light from the headlight of the oncoming train. Carter turns and looks at them with a smart-ass smile, pleased that he's shown how brave he truly is, with a beam of cocky defiance.
It ain't my time.
He coolly turns back to the ignition, grabs the key, and turns it over, only to be met with a dull clack of a dead engine. Oh, he was just trying to fuck me up.
Camera,
Oh.
camera sweeps into him as his eyes flare with tension. Ignition. He turns it, and again, nothing.
Look, Carter looks up.
The train is moments away.
Alex, Claire, and Billy assess the situation.
Get out! Get out! Get out of the fucking car!
Car!
As he turns away from them, Carter sees something in the rearview mirror. Passing shadow is darker than any surrounding darkness.
Carter, as if the image has affected him, he looks into his lap belt and clacks the button. He tugs at the restraint, but it will not move. He's strapped in. He tries to open the door. It won't open. He pulls at the door handle, tugs the seatbelt, panicked, horrified. He whips towards the others.
I can't get out!
Alex, Billy, and Clear look at one another, equally frightened.
Man, he really is next.
Billy's my favorite. Alex takes off toward
Carter's car. Alex hustles around the driver's side. Camera sweeps into them as Alex desperately tries to free in the seatbelt.
the train whistle screams.
Claire and Billy tense as the train nears.
Carter grabs Carter by the shoulder and strains with all his might to pull the much more muscular kid out of the driver's window.
Oof. The shadowy presence is reflected by the chrome buckle. However, after it passes, the seatbelt begins to tear.
Alex and Carter, as the camera sweeps in to Alex and he releases a deep groan.
The train tears through the front end of the muscular car. Glass and metal erupt and a locomotive thunders through frame.
Clear and Billy must turn away from the shower of metal and broken glass.
Alex holds Carter by the shirt at the shoulders, dragging him away from the wreckage. The two boys collapse on the road as the train
The train
continues to roar past.
The train tracks as the heavy train wheels thunder and clack. A broken 2-foot-long shard of car's debris bounces upon the tracks, kicked about by the train wheels.
Claire and Billy run to the two survivors.
Clear runs and falls into Alex's arms, holding him tight.
Alex, Claire, Carter, and Billy. Carter lies on the road, urine stains around his crotch. Okay. Hyperventilating and near tears.
Scared now?
Carter looks at the piece of the seatbelt. It broke.
No one's that strong.
Bullshit. He saved your life. Again.
Train wheels continue to kick around the clunk of twisted metal.
Thunder and train intensifies the situation.
That's right. He's right. You're next. I'm getting the fuck away from you.
Billy begins backing away from the others. Shut up, Billy.
I don't need it ever. Wait. I don't need
Wait,
it ever.
no.
Wait, what?
Oh, no, you skipped. Clear.
Oh, shit.
We don't need this now.
We don't need this now.
Billy continues backing away, horrified.
I don't need it ever. Get away from him. He's next.
Train tracks. The debris rattles beneath the wheels.
Alex and Carter and Alex still on the ground.
Fuck you, Billy. I'm not dead.
Billy backing away.
You will be. You're dead. You're dead.
Train tracks. The debris is bouncing directly on the tracks with great power and force. A train wheel turns over the debris, cutting it in half. It catches in the wheel and is spun around until shot out with the force of a missile.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, what's this? Billy. Okay.
Billy.
You ain't taking me with you.
Whoop.
Whoop.
A metal tears across frame, ripping Billy's head from his shoulders.
Yeah, that's the other one I remember. Alex, Clear, and Carter, the roar of the train seems exaggerated as they are frozen in horrified shock.
Alex, Clear, and Carter, the roar of the train seems exaggerated as they are frozen in horrified shock.
The train clears frame as gone, revealing. Across the tracks, Alex, Clear, and Carter can do nothing but watch Billy's decapitated body, immaculately, there's that word again, wobbling his 2 front feet before falling to the ground.
Jesus fucking Christ!
For a beat, there is silence, until, in the distance, sirens can be heard approaching as Alex stands and Carter manages to rise on his wobbly legs. None of them can remove their eyes from Billy's body.
You should have been next. After Luton, you should have been next. That's the only pattern. You should be dead.
You're the fucking devil!
But I saved him. I intervened. Just like the plant, just like the plane. That's the design.
Why it skipped Cart? Oh wait. Oh, police are coming. Police are
That's why
coming.
it skipped Carter and went to the next one in the path of the explosion, Billy.
Alex looks at Clear as if experiencing an intense epiphany.
My
So many
intervention
typos.
in the death of 180 survivors will cheat the.
Intervention? What are you, God now?
Of course not. Gods aren't afraid to die. Gods don't die. We do.
We're losing it. The police will be here. We have to go to the cabin. You can hide there. Get your head together.
Alex considers mind racing, then realizes.
After Billy, it's me, then you.
Clear grabs Clear. Clear grabs Clear and touches her face.
I think it's supposed to be Alex, okay? Hey, I won't let it happen, okay?
Carter turns to them. It's as far as he will go to admit he believes or will help.
And get out of here.
As she moves to Alex, Clear nods her acknowledgement and appreciation to Carter. She takes Alex by the hand, and the pair begin running away off into the woods.
In the distance, a train whistle blows, eerie as if death was punctuating the moment. We cut to
Cabin. Night. The windows are boarded, the front steps are worn and dilapidated. In the early evening moonlight, the dwelling appears eerie and ghostly. Camera creeps towards the house, a pre-storm breeze, swaying branches and blowing leaves. Dr. Seuss. In the distance, living.
final piece of duct tape is applied to the corner of the table, dulling any sharp objects. Even though it's sunny outside, all the shades are pulled. The room sits in the dark shadows, broken by occasional bright shafts of light. Camera follows a hand as it carefully picks up a Coleman lantern and sets it atop an empty can placed in the center above the water line, large metal tub, a fire protection moat.
Alex finds his way to a chair in the center of the room, away from everyone except a nearby table holding a fire extinguisher and a first aid kit, both less than an arm's reach. Unshaven, a week of half growth, and unkempt, Alex looks horrible, an anxious zombie, especially in the dim glow of the lantern. Dark circles from lack of sleep, thin from lack of food, pale from lack of sunlight. He places workman's gloves on his hands before picking up a can of Underwood chicken spread, which with some degree of difficulty he works the gloves beneath the tab and pulls, carefully not to cut himself. He reaches out and drops the lid into a small trash can. Alex removes the gloves with a plastic spoon, begins to eat. The camera pushes in as we begin to chew methodically. Chewing and chewing and chewing with concentration until, after steadying himself, prepares to swallow. Then carefully does. Pause. He's all right. He takes the spoon, scoops some more, and the process begins again. Wow.
Jeez. A pink circle fills the entire frame. His eyes look downward, anxious and full of thought.
A home pregnancy test. The results are positive. 2 pink dots confirming how much time passed.
I don't know, it didn't say.
That's so. What? Okay.
Also, I'm pretty sure she's not pregnant.
It's positive.
Ah,
Wider, clear sighs, frightened as she tosses the test upon a half-dozen other discarded tests. You can never be too sure. Outside, wind of an approaching storm blows. Camera tensely inches in on Clear.
the resulting thunder rumbles. A breeze blows beneath the door, carrying some autumn leaves. Camera follows the breeze across the floor to Alex's pant legs, which slightly flutter. Camera rises to Alex sitting in his safe chair, paranoid, obsessively cautious. His eyes move towards the door, anticipating the consequential events. Following the path, the breeze, Alex turns around.
Dun dun dun. Trash bag. The brown shopping bag tips over. Amongst the trash spread on the floor, a can rolls out and across the floor.
Alex tenses. He doesn't look to where the can has been, but where it's going.
Oh god. The can rolls across the floor and gently hits the end of a fishing pole, propped in a corner. The pole teeters and falls over.
Fishing hook. Falls, hooking a closet door. The door begins to swing open.
Alex is quickly out of a chair, hustling towards.
Alex slams the door shut before it can open. Behind the door, a crash as something falls. Alex cracks a wicked half smile, cocky, as he caught death before this attempt has brought to fruition. Alex removes the hook from the door and places the pole on the floor. He cautiously opens the door, revealing an old fish scaling knife embedded on the back side of the door. Unaware, removing the knife, securing it, his eyes turn towards the floor.
Closet floor. A tackle box is spilled thick, rusted old tremble, and Aberdeen fishing hooks upon the floor. Alex bends down and examines them.
Rusted. Tetanus. Nice touch. I overlooked it. You tried to capitalize. But I caught you, you fuck.
Crazy.
I can beat you. Not forever. But I got this cabin rigged to beat you now.
God. Off screen,
Oh,
a sound like a thump near the cabin steps. He freezes, like an animal sensing danger. Thunder rumbles. The light around him begins to flicker and sway.
Coleman Lantern. A giraffe creeps beneath the glass enclosure, the flame dancing. We cut to
Clear River's house. Entering frame, Clear peeks out the window, careful to not be seen.
the unmarked FBI sedan maintains surveillance. Shrek and Wine sit inside.
Distant, approaching thunder rumbles as she steps away, the weight of the world on her shoulders. Clear paces, considering her options. She looks to a bookshelf.
A man, early 30s, holds a 6-year-old girl in his arms. Oh, fucking mini lad, sorry.
Oh.
Uh, waving at the camera, both appear happy and alive. They are standing before the cabin, surrounded by thick woods. The photograph is turned over. On the back is marked a young girl's handwriting. Me and Dad at the cabin, 1986.
As camera pushes into Clear, considering life then, now, and what is to come.
Wine sits in the passenger seat, looking through a pair of binoculars. Shrek is behind the wheel. He was up there a minute ago. A figure steps into the driver's side window. From the rear, the two agents are startled as Clear Rivers leans into frame. She pauses, gauging their trustworthiness. Then,
I'm not turning him in. There's another life that needs him now. Ooh.
the two agents remain respectful.
I go with you.
Damn.
What? She considers and understands.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck?
I go with you. I go.
What
I
the
go-
fuck?
I go with you.
What the fuck is she talking about?
Like, she's not gonna turn him in, but she's gonna go with them to
I
where
guess
he
she's
is.
turning herself in.
Oh, I go with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She
Considers and
considers.
understands.
Don't hurt him.
Tell us where he is. Wait at home, and I promise we'll bring him back safe in protective custody.
As she senses the agent's sincerity.
Distant thunder echoes. Alex kindles a fire in the fireplace, balling up old newspapers. He begins to crumble local news, then pauses.
A headline. Oh, my bad.
A headline catches his attention. Camera inches in on him, tense while thunder rumbles. As he unrolls the paper, his expression is rocked, anxious. He cocks his head to consider, recalling as
Camera pushes all the way
pushes all
into
the way into
crumpled newspaper. Parents to establish memorial scholarships. Besides the headline are 2 yearbook photos, Krista Marsh and Blake Dreyer.
Alex's expression reflects a terrifying revelation.
I never moved. Krista asked me to move. I didn't change seats. I would have moved up next to Todd. How could I not remember that? I never moved. Clear's seat was right in front of mine.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Cam pushes into a tight close-up.
She's next. Dun dun dun.
Claire paces in the living room. She moves to the curtains and checks out the window. Although it is not raining, lightning cracks across the sky.
The lightning strikes the top of the pole, snapping 2 power lines which whip in the wind.
Ooh, the power goes out. The room turns dark outside. Brilliant bluish white arc lights crackle. Claire moves to the window.
Arc violently striking the ground and each other. Each line whips unpredictably like an uncontrolled garden hose with the water turned on full. And yet there's a mean, angry, and taunting personality to the 2 power lines, as if death were within them. Ooh.
She assesses the situation and moves to a pair of candles on the mantel, lighting them with a bic. Off screen, from the off screen from the backyard, a dog barks. Claire brings the candle through the small house.
Clear moves quickly to the kitchen, holding the candle. Outside, blue arc lightning crackles. She looks out the backyard.
An old circular clothesline turns like a pinwheel in the wind. In the center of the yard is an oblong, tarped, above ground pool. In the furthest corner of the yard, her dog is chained to a tree, barking and freaked out. An old tire swing rocks in the storm. In the manner in which the house is situated, the length of snap power lines, one is capable of reaching the backyard. Power line strikes the ground, closing in on the dog. Oh no, not the dog.
Danger
Get
of
out of this.
venturing to get the dog. Although no window is open and the power outage has been shut off any air conditioning, the candle flame whips, then extinguishes. The blue smoke whirls ominously into the room.
Sharp metal edges spin, glinting blue arc light.
Dun, dun. Alex charges out the front door, leaping over the steps. Off screen, several cars approach. Headlights pan across the trees. Alex stops dead in his tracks and runs off into the woods. Just as the FBI unmarked sedan and 3 sheriffs 4x4s thunder up
Umarked.
the cabin. What?
Umarked.
Oh, Umarked sedan and 3 sheriffs 4x4s thunder up the cabin, siren lights swirling.
Weenie is driving, leading the other vehicles. Shrek points to the passenger window. There!
Full sprint, Alex disappears into the dark forest.
Wider, the cars brake to a stop, skidding in the dirt. Sheriffs leap out to their vehicles. High-powered flashlights shoot beams in Alex's direction. The officers take after the suspect.
The back door opens. Clear charges out into the backyard.
The dog, helpless, chain wrapped around the tree. Get that dog, please. Thunder rumbles.
Clear continues to run.
The circular clothesline is whipped by a power line. Sparks fly at the base pole, snaps it in two.
Clear, the metal poles plunge into the ground just before and behind her, inches from impaling her. She stumbles but quickly steps aside and continues towards the tree.
Circular clothesline frame is rolled by the winds across the yard toward
The above ground pool. The clothesline frame punctures the pool, watering streams from the rupture.
Clear reaches the tree and begins unfastening the dog's collar from the chain.
The power lines, whipping, strike one another, causing an angry flash.
The rivets holding the pool frame begin to break and pop. Water floods into the yard.
Camera moves with Alex, blindingly running through the forest. Sheriff's flashlights beam across behind him, in pursuit. Luing back to check his position of the agents, Alex blindly runs over the lip of a downward slope.
He rolls and tumbles uncontrollably down the hillside as he nears the base.
Alex stops with a crunching thud, his face an inch from being impaled by a sharp, thick, protruding branch. No time to catch his breath. He's up and running.
Claire's feet, water floods, pooling the backyard, cascading over Claire's feet. She looks down in the reflection of the puddle. The dark shadow passes. Claire whips up, checking the position of
Coils like a cobra, ready to strike.
Claire drops the chain and hits the dog on the backside. Run!
The dog starts to take off towards the house. Clear runs towards the hanging tire, leaps.
The power line whips the frayed wires, hitting the puddle of water.
Clear, in midair, desperately grabs the tire, hanging on literally for her life. Off screen, the dog yelps. Clear turns back.
The dog convulses in a small pool of water, burning from the overwhelming amounts of electricity. Damn it! Anything but the dog. Leave him alive.
Did that make the final cuts?
I don't
Anywho,
think so. Oh, I'm not sure. I
distant
need to watch it
flash
again.
reflect in the small stream, barely 2 inches deep. Alex's foot splashes in the water. Thunder rumbles.
Alex races along the path of the stream.
Sheriffs continue their pursuit through the dark trees.
Above, lightning cracks a tree branch. Sparks fly. The tree tumbles down the branches.
The thick branch falls from above, landing on top of him. He's knocked to the ground and pinned, face down in the creek. Camera moves in, his nose and mouth just below the waterline, but he cannot move. His eyes flash with panic as he struggles, battles to move and avoid drowning in 2 inches of water. As he struggles in the foreground, Ween and a pair of sheriffs appear 10 yards beyond him. They pause, confused, panning their flashlights across the forest. Yikes.
Wine's POV. The lights actually expose the area where Alex lies from their position. However, he is covered by the branch and out of sight.
Alex struggles to raise his head above the water, chest bursting.
Oof.
Mm-mm.
Wine and sheriffs, believing Alex is not in the area, move ahead into the woods.
Clear pulls herself up to the tree branch. Lightning and thunder continue amongst the arcing, crackling power lines. She searches for an escape.
The tree branch extends towards the house.
Clear, straining in the storm, begins moving up the branch.
Alex's eyes dart open. Taking a tenth of a second to gather all of his strength and his courage, he arches his back, pushing with his hands anything to lift his face out of the stream. With a deep gasp, he does so. Drinking up the air, it appears to infuse him with another blast of adrenaline as he manages to push his arms and free himself from the pinning tree branch. He pauses only for a couple gulps of air and is off.
Dun dun dun.
10 more pages.
Clear leaps from the end of the branch to her window, grabbing the sill awkwardly. She dangles outside the house. With a breath, she pulls herself inside, which as the power line bites, arcing at her feet.
Wine runs into frame, looks around, frustrated. Lost him.
Dawn. Shrek desperately scans the area. From the direction, there's only one place he can be heading.
The power lines strike the rooftop.
Clear Rivers stands in her bedroom just as if it fills with blinding blue light. Her television screen blows out. Sparks jet across the room. Blasts of flame erupt from the electrical outlets. She quickly turns, racing towards the hallway.
Camera is low, racing with her as sparks explode from lamps into the electrical outlets. She cuts and leaps 3 steps at a time down the staircase.
Alex tears across the fenceless backyards towards Clear's house, blue arc light glowing from the front yard.
Mid-80s Corolla is parked amongst Clear's artwork. A door adjacent to the kitchen flies open. Clear hustles through, running to the car, entering via the passenger door for the sake of expediency.
The power lines whack angrily against the door.
Clear scoots into the driver's seat. She clicks the automatic garage door opener.
Garage door opener motor, connected to a metal arm attached to the door, remains motionless. There is no power.
Realizing the motor is dead, Claire takes a beat, starts the engine, shifts into reverse.
Alex reaches the backyard. Camera pushes in as he quickly tries to deduce the deadly situation. He runs out of frame.
Claire guns a small car in reverse.
As the rear of the car makes impact with the door.
The garage opener trembles. The long metal arm collapses, falls. That's
Bam!
kind of redundant.
Bam! In reverse, the Corolla smashes through the garage door.
The metal arm of the garage door opener rips through the windshield, locking upon the windshield wiper grill. The other end remains attached to the garage roof interior, essentially acting as an anchor.
The car shudders, wheels spinning uselessly as the arm holds onto the car.
The screws holding the arm to the ceiling begin to pull away.
A metal can on a shelf is rocked by, off screen, the car rattles the garage. Trying to break free, the can is marked turpentine, extremely flammable. The car tumbles over the shelf. The can tumbles over the shelf.
Garage floor, the can smacks the floor, edgewise. What? Reveling? I think it's supposed to be revealing. Revealing the can is sealed or tight with a cap.
Power line, thick cable arcs, snapping towards the car into frame.
Foot to the floor, Clear screams for the car to move.
Door opener motor pulls away from the ceiling.
The Corolla lurches backward, free from the grasp of the house.
A chunk of the ceiling collapses upon Clear's artworks, including the canvas incorporating a jagged piece of debris from Flight 180. The metal slams to the floor on top of
the can of turpentine, which causes the flammable liquid to stream out toward the driveway.
As the Corolla lurches away from the house down the sloped driveway.
The power line thuds upon Clear's car.
An ear-splitting crackle, sparks fly, and the electrical system of the Samuel car. All car erupts and the engine dies. The car stops.
From the rear of the house appears Alex. Camera sweeps in on him as he reacts to the situation. Don't move!
Wider, the power line sadistically rests on atop the automobile. The exposed end of the cable flutters and whips like a cat's tail, sparking, crackling as it hits the ground.
Claire looks up desperately to Alex.
Alex extends his hands off screen. Cars approach thunderously.
You're grounded in the car. Don't touch anything. Don't move.
The unmarked FBI vehicle and 2 sheriff patrol cars pull up on the street. Shrek and Ween hustle out of the car.
Alex, get away from there!
Any part of that line touches you, you're dead.
Power line snaps in Alex's direction.
Alex lurches back.
The stream of turpentine is ignited by a single spark from the power line. It flows toward the car.
Alex backs away, eyes locked with Clear's, assuring she's remaining in the car.
Clear keeps her eyes locked on Alex, watching him. Suddenly, a burst of fire flashes from the below frame.
Alex reacts, shocked, he realizes.
Wider, the underbelly of the Corolla has ignited from the stream of combustible fluid.
Shrek and Ween step forward.
The power line on top of the car whips, arcs, warning everyone away.
In the Corolla, Clear can see the flames. Her instinct is to grab the handle to get out.
Clear's POV, the garage wall, the fire roars angrily in the foreground. On the garage wall, however, the shadows do not match that of the flames. Rather, the approaching form of death appears.
Alex steps closer. No! Camera pushes on Alex as he quickly considers, then moves towards the hood of the burning car.
Shrek and whine. Get back! You'll both die!
Alex and Clear, hearing this, Alex's mind is made up. He looks to Clear. You know what to do.
No, don't!
When I do this, it'll have skipped you, and it'll all be over.
At that moment, Clear doesn't understand. She looks to him, scared.
You know what to do. I'll always be with you.
He reaches out and grabs the power line, falling back to pull it away from the hood of the car. The car arcs furiously.
Corolla. Clear opens the driver's side door and runs out, knocked to her feet as behind her the car explodes.
Alex is engulfed in flames.
Alex's POV, the shadows. The edges of the frame are collapsing. Alex's face, gray and emotionless, appears, yet before it can transform into decay.
Through the flames, as if sentence oncoming horror defying the image. Alex, no! He looks toward...
Clear. She is the last sight he'll ever see.
Wider, the power line erupts. Alex disappears. Spelled wrong. Behind the wall of fire, and sparks before falling limp on the driveway.
Shrek and Ween and paramedics rush to the girl. Shrek turns back, calling out to the paramedic, helplessly watching by the burning car. Is he
Wow, they spell
alive?
paramedic right.
Finally.
Clear's eyes flash open, horrified, answering the question. Sky.
A
A web of lightning.
Tracks across the heavens, as if death was making a final angry proclamation.
Shrek and whine. Camera eases in on agents, exchanging rattle expressions that convey their unease and the proof that Alex was right.
Clear overhead, as a pair of paramedics work on her, a soft breeze blows across the girl, and only the girl. Camera moves down to her face, her eyes opened, welling with tears, seeming to realize, to sense, he is gone.
Screams, as if reacting to Alex's death, but in actuality, reaction to pain of delivering her child. What the fuck?
Whoop. Doctors and nurses stand between Clear's legs in the stirrups. A little more! Little more!
Clear breathes, pushes hard. Alex's parents stand on each side of her, holding her hand, wiping her forehead.
The doctor cuts the umbilical cord. He is here, a beautiful boy.
Clear, Ken, and Barbara smile and fight back the tears. Clear begins to laugh euphorically through the tears. I felt him. When the baby was born, I felt Alex pass through me, like the night he died.
Okay. Clear lifts her head up, still battling the pain of labor.
Ew. The baby covered in goop, eyes shut, a new life arrives.
The doctor looks at the clock and reports to the attending nurse. Another nurse cleans the baby, wa- weighs him,
Wisem.
and places him in the hospital bassinet. 13th of May, 4:25 p.m.
Ooh. Barbara places a cool wet cloth on Clear's forehead. A cool. Yeah, did I say it? I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Exactly a year to the minute.
Yikes.
Wait, what?
Everyone recognizes the eerie yet beautiful coincidence. Clear leans, her head back, relieved, euphoric.
Wait, is this supposed to be a year after he died?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
not
Yeah, whatever.
exactly a year, but like his birthday
Mhm.
is, I guess, 9 months after.
No, he was born on April 25th. This was.
Oh,
Yeah, 425 is the number. The
gotcha.
time. Okay.
Ooh.
Everyone recognizes the eerie yet beautiful coincidence. Claire leans her head back, relieved, euphoric. We beat it, Alex.
Cleans and
Cleaned.
wrapped in a wadding blanket, the baby is placed in mother's arms. The long retrospective harmonica of Neil Young's Long May You Run reprises as Clear looks at the ID bracelet.
Wrist bracelet. Alexander Chance Browning II. Ooh.
Delivery room. Camera pulls back. The birthing room is quiet. The people introspective. The doctors, the family, the mother, and the child. A room of new life in which each recalls a life lost. As long may you run overlaps.
A bright, colorful arrangement of flowers is carefully placed to the vase. The camera adjusts to reveal Alex's bedroom is now lived in by Clear and the baby. Claire makes the final adjustment in the arrangement and checks the sleeping baby in the basement, in the bassinet.
In the
Claire
basement.
moves, yeah. Claire moves to her bed with a book. She settles in, off screen, a faint rustle. Camera inches in on Claire as she looks to.
A soft breeze causes the petals to flutter.
Claire looks towards
The windows, which are closed.
the fan, which is off.
Clear looks across the room.
The breeze moves through the flowers, billows the curtains, and posters and photos on the wall until seemingly settling over the bassinet. The lace trim and blankets rustled by the breeze is hovering over the child.
Camera settles, but her expression does not reflect fear. She knows Alex is here, and she smiles, tears welling in her eyes.
The baby, the bassinet trim settles, as if the presence of leaving before it fully departs.
The wind softly and rapidly passes over Clear. He smile remains as the room becomes still and her eyes look across the room.
The wall is a pencil rubbing, like people take away from the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. The name, Alex Browning.
Exterior, Mount Abraham High School. Browning is marked in the granite. Camera pulls back to reveal the name has been added to the memorial along with Todd Wagner, Valerie Luton, Terry Chaney, and William Hitchcock. A hand enters frame. Fingers hover the space before gently tracing over Terry Chaney. Camera adjusts to reveal Carter Horton, staring at the name. Alone, he allows himself the moment to grieve. Carter glances up to find Clear approaching with a baby in the stroller. Carter straightens, then nods. Then he begins to walk away. He hesitates, then turns back to Clear.
Alex was right.
Clear looks up.
It did skip us.
Clear smiles as she takes the baby out of the stroller. I believe that's what Alex believed, but how do we know this wasn't the design all along? Oh god.
Claire holds baby Alex up to the monument, showing her son his father's name. Carter stands watching. Camera widens to reveal the entire monument amongst a deep blue sky. At the base of the readable but understandable lettering, Flight 180. Camera holds as long may you run continues, returning each of us to the waiting darkness. Fade out. Nice. Okay, so that's wrong. That's not the ending at all.
They don't all of them like they wind up dying at the end anyway, or something like that.
Yeah, they all. Alex is not dead. He goes with Clear and Carter to Paris, and then like a scaffolding falls on them,
What?
and they all die, but Clear doesn't die.
Clear's the only one who lives.
Yeah, because Clear is in the sequel. She's in Final
Oh.
Destination 2.
Oh, I want to rewatch all of these now, just like I did with the Scream movies.
Oh, it's a good one to watch. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for reading Final Destination.
Of course, I was honored. It was a wild ride. Lots of typos. I appreciate
Yes, it
it.
was very funny. Shout out to
Shrek-
Shrek and Wine. Shrek and Ween. She's actually sexy.
It's actually
Great.
sexy. For those of you,
Anything you want to add? Anything you want to say?
don't get on that flight.
Don't get on any flights. This is why I don't fly.
I feel like we should have read this after I went on my trip.
Oh wait, you're going on your trip.
In May. I have a month.
You picked this one.
You're right.
There was a vastly different script that we could have done. This one's horror, people dying. The other one was a very fun, heartwarming film. But you picked this one.
Maybe next time. We'll read Marcel the Shell before I go on my flight.
Okay. Well, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. This is a good one. Where can people find you, Jamie?
Yeah, you can find me. Where's my thingy? These are my snacks. Can't see them.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, can't see them.
I don't have them, but you can find me at Queer Peer Reviews on Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you check us out.
Yep, definitely check them out.
Support.
Follow Sharp Visuals on Instagram as well.
Yeah, Sharp Visuals as well. My freelance page.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could also follow my personal, which is, I think I'm pointing at it right on your thing.
Yes, you are.
Yes, right here.
Jam Sharp.
Jam is Sharp.
Go give her a follow. Go hang out with her. QPR every Monday, but we're gonna switch things up a little pretty soon.
For the next 2 months, we're doing bi-weekly, but in June we're coming back full swing with twice a week posts for Pride Month, and then we're back to our weekly schedule. It'll
be a great time. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. This has been The Writer's Room, reScribd, Final Destination. You can find me and the podcast on most podcast available apps like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts. This will be uploaded to YouTube and a bunch of other stuff. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Tune back in. I'll probably do something next week. I'm still planning next week. Have a good one, guys. For now, I'm out, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace. Bye, Jamie.
I wanna be a legend. Run, remember what I said then. It's now we rockin', now we rollin', now we rockin', now we rollin'. We keep going for all time. Keep playing my rhymes for all time. We keep going for all time. Keep playing my rhymes for all time. I wanna be a legend. Run, remember what I said then. It's now we rockin', now we rollin', now.